Mo. Xian slowly released Luo Xia, the guilt in his heart deepening considerably. He reached out, carefully wiping the tears from her face. Don't cry anymore. We should go see our daughters. They. Before he could finish, Luo Xia cupped Mo Xian's face with both hands and kissed him. I wanted to kiss you all day. Xia, wait. Luo Xia was overly passionate. After a long moment, she spoke, her voice suppressed. I went to your high school to find you, but you were with Su Yanran. I'm sorry, She's a liar, a thief. Luo Xia looked up, her eyes misty. You belong to Miyuki and me. She stole you away. Xia, I'm sorry. Mo Xian reached out, brushing aside Luo Xia's fallen hair. From now on, I'll only be with you two. Mo Xian had no idea how devastating those words were to the somewhat obsessive Luo Xia. The familiar tug of clothes, his breath stolen, Luo Xia was even more domineering, more possessive than usual. Then a knock came from outside the bedroom door. Open up, open up. The kids are looking for their daddy. Luo Miyuki's voice was filled with delight, the kind of happiness from a successful prank. The two little ones also chimed in with their soft, childish voices. Open up, open up. Mo Xian clearly saw Luo Xia's dazed eyes sharpen, then turned to displeasure in an instant. She released Mo Xian, walked over, and opened the door. The two little ones bypassed her immediately, toddling over to find their father. Luo Miyuki stood outside, playfully sticking her tongue out at Luo Xia. That little brat. Luo Xia shot her a fierce glare, but Luo Miyuki immediately looked at her sister with an innocent expression, though she was inwardly thrilled. Serves you right for always doing things behind my back. And Mo Xian, on the other side, hadn't noticed the exchange between the sisters. He just crouched down, hugging his two daughters, feeling increasingly that he had been unfair to Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki. The memories belonged to the three of them, yet he had forgotten everything and left them. For so long, not only had they not blamed him, but they had also done so much. After dinner, Mo Xian didn't go to play with his daughters. Instead, he found Luo Xia in the study. Luo Miyuki happened to be there too. When he entered, Luo Xia was writing something on a blue folder. Seeing him, she naturally closed it, her face still wearing a gentle smile. Luo Miyuki, at the side, proactively took Mo Xian's arm and asked softly, Brother, why aren't you with Wei'er and Schwer? Actually, I have something to ask you both. Mo Xian felt something wasn't quite right. Su Yanran said she saved me. What really happened back then? She lied to you, Xiao Xian. That's why I said she's a liar, a thief. Luo Xia sighed. I don't know what she told you, but my dad arrived with his men, took Miyuki and me away, and called an ambulance to send you to the hospital. Miyuki and I saw all of this with our own eyes. We originally wanted to go with you, but my dad forcibly took us away. Mo Xian could understand. In that situation, it was normal for Luo Sheng to prioritize his own daughters. After that incident, Miyuki and I were put under protection. By the time we could go out again, you had already lost your memory. As for Su Yanran, I don't know. Of course she knew, but she wouldn't reveal it at this moment. Hearing Luo Xia's words, Mo Xian sighed. Luo Xia had no reason to deceive him. Back then, he had been in a coma for 7 days before waking up. After regaining consciousness, the doctors told him he had suffered a head injury, his memory nerves were damaged, and he had lost part of his memory. According to his grandmother and Su Yanran's account, Su Yanran had come to Mo Xian's place to play, but didn't find him home. She went out to look for him, found him injured, and called an ambulance. Some passers-by helped take Mo Xian to the hospital. Because she was young at the time, she didn't go with him but went home to inform his grandmother. When his grandmother arrived at the hospital, she learned that Mo Xian's medical expenses had already been paid, and a significant amount at that. The person who paid left without leaving any message. Su Yanran provided the hospital's address, and her description seemed plausible. It was nighttime, and the place where Mo Xian was injured was quite remote, so no one likely saw what happened. Therefore, both his grandmother and Mo Xian believed Su Yanran had saved him. It was also for this reason that when Su Yanran confessed her feelings to him in high school, he didn't refuse and instead treated her sincerely. Sighing, Mo Xian looked at them, his expression somewhat complicated. Then he asked softly, How exactly did we meet? You probably heard from my father back then. Grandfather's illegitimate son conspired with outsiders to seize control of the Luo family. My eldest uncle, my parents, they were all too preoccupied to look after us. Miyuki, Luo Tian, and I were actually in more danger by their side. Luo Xia sighed at this thought. Miyuki and I were secretly sent to live near you and your grandmother, hiding our identities. That's when we met. Miyuki and I rarely got to go out. We even had to have tutors for our lessons. You would come over to be with us every day. The few times we could go out, it was always with you. Actually, my mother originally intended to send Miyuki and me to Hoodoo, to our maternal grandparents. But back then, my mother had a very ugly falling out with them because she wanted to be with my father. My father mentioned it to you, didn't he? He and my mother had me before they were married. But my mother had an arranged marriage partner at the time, the son of my maternal grandfather's close family friend. This caused a huge scandal in Hoodoo. My mother made my grandfather lose a lot of face. Even after she married into the Luo family, Miyuki and I never once met our maternal grandparents. It wasn't until your accident that my maternal grandparents found out such a big thing had happened here in Jingdu. It actually gave them a chance to reconcile. Luo-Shia gave a bitter smile and shook her head, then continued. My mother forcibly arranged for Miyuki and me to go to Hoodoo with our maternal grandparents. We were only allowed to return 2 months later. We never expected that when we came back. Luo-Shia didn't tell Mo Xian that the incident had thoroughly traumatized her and Luo Miyuki. They had no power to resist their parents or the Luo family. The Luo family and the Shun family had always wanted to reconcile and cooperate, but her maternal grandfather and her mother had been at a standoff until that incident, which seemed to give both sides a reasonable pretext. As for her and Luo Miyuki, no one cared about their thoughts. Her mother only had eyes for her father, and her father, at the time, also thought it was a good thing for them to be protected by the Shun family in Hoodoo. But Mo Xian, the one who had truly saved them, now lay in hospital. While they remembered those 2 years of what felt like house arrest, a time when it was Mo Xian who had been by their side. Of course, Mo Xian didn't remember. Back then, the sisters had already developed some unhealthy tendencies, naive, budding feelings, the life debt owed to him, and then Mo Xian's amnesia, Su Yanran stealing what should have been theirs. All of this eventually transformed into their obsessive love, fixation, and possessiveness towards Mo Xian, driving them step by step to meticulously plan everything. All these years, we've actually always wanted to see you, and we did try. Luo Miyuki hugged Mo Xian's arm tightly. But you were already with Su Yanran then, so my sister and I thought that as long as you were happy, we shouldn't suddenly appear and disturb your life. Of course, this was a lie. The two of them had even wanted to kill Su Yanran. Not disturbing him was merely because the time wasn't right. Once Luo-Shia and Luo Miyuki had completely ensured their families couldn't stop them, they quickly put their plan into action. You didn't have to do all this. I'm not worth it. Mo Xian's tears slowly fell onto the floor. And the children, you too. Sigh. All words eventually dissolved into a sigh. Mo Xian had never imagined he would be cherished so deeply by anyone. Brother, we've told you many times, as long as you're by our side, that's all that matters. Luo Miyuki slowly wrapped her arms around Mo Xian's neck. Their gazes met, and Mo Xian suddenly felt as if Luo Miyuki's eyes were an abyss, seemingly luring him to jump in. Mo Xian didn't speak, but his heart had already plunged into the abyss. An abyss named Luo-Shia and Luo Miyuki. Su Yanran looked at the invitation in her hand and finally got out of the car with her assistant. As unwilling as she was, she came after weighing her options. She couldn't afford to offend the Luo family. She was afraid of the Luo sisters if she came, and afraid of the Luo family's retaliation if she didn't. After a night and a day of thinking, she chose to hand over the evidence to the relevant authorities. Was it for Mo Xian, or for something else? Perhaps only she herself knew. However, she didn't know that during the time she was hesitating, Mo Xian had been further captured by those enchanting sisters. The Luo family's parties were generally held in a hotel under their name, one of the most luxurious hotels in Kyoto. Su Yanran, with her assistant, took off her light blue down jacket, revealing a pure white long dress underneath. Go ahead and wait for me nearby, Su Yanran said to her assistant. I might let you know earlier when to pick me up. Su Yanran's assistant was a woman 2 years older than her. She was a little puzzled as to why she would leave early. It was the Luo family's party, after all. Shouldn't she take this opportunity to stay longer? Even if she couldn't get close to the Luo family, she might be able to get on the good side of those invited by the Luo family, which could help the Su family rise a step. Su Yanran saw the assistant's doubts and said with a wry smile, Go on, just wait for my call. The opportunity that seemed incredibly precious to outsiders felt like a death warrant to her. She knew exactly what she had done back then, and she was certain that no one would find out, which was why she wanted Mo Xian back by her side. She thought it was love, but Grandma Su was right. She was just unwilling, even if she didn't think so herself. From the first time she saw P4.She as a child, she liked him. She was the one who ended up with P4.She, but she was also the one who abandoned and hurt him in the end. She stubbornly believed that she was just temporarily blinded by obsession. She was afraid to see P4.She because of guilt. More than that, P4.She had been very good to her in the past. She was willful and threw tantrums, but P4.She would just smile and say nothing. P4.She treated her, his girlfriend, differently back then. Anyone could see how good P4.She was to her, so she always clung to the illusion that P4.She's past tolerance could continue now. She suspected that Luo-Shia and Luo-Myuki probably knew about some of the things from back then, but she always held on to a glimmer of hope that they only thought she was hiding the truth about P4.She's amnesia and hiding the existence of the sisters. After all, they shouldn't know about that incident. "Miss Su, you've arrived?" Sister Hui walked up to her. She hadn't met Sister Hui before, but she was familiar with her voice. Seeing her, Su Yanran took a step back with some wariness. "Don't be afraid. Since our eldest and second miss invited you, they won't do anything," Sister Hui said with a smile. "Rest assured, if there's a chance for cooperation, even if the Luo family can't cooperate with you, I'll help you introduce other companies that can." Su Yanran didn't answer, her eyes still warily fixed on Sister Hui, who didn't mind and continued to say with a smile, "The eldest and second miss haven't arrived yet. I'll stay with you, since you're a new face. It's always good to have someone to protect you, isn't it?" Su Yanran bit her lip and followed Sister Hui inside. "I've already reported Mo Jinping," Su Yanran suddenly said. "Isn't that what you wanted me to do when you gave me that evidence?" Sister Hui glanced at her and said calmly, "That's right. That's exactly what we meant. So, what exactly do your eldest and second miss want to do?" Su Yanran's voice trembled slightly. "I know that it's impossible to give me a chance to be with him. I just want a chance to make it up to P4.She. Miss Su, may I be so bold to ask, how do you plan to make it up to Mr. Mo?" Sister Hui interrupted her. "Money? Excuse me for saying something an employee shouldn't, but among all the young ladies from wealthy families in Kyoto, who do you think has more money than our eldest and second miss? What you can afford, they can afford. What you can't afford, they can also afford. Feelings? Miss Su, Mr. Mo treated you well back then. You were the one who abandoned him first." Su Yanran's face turned pale, and she lowered her head in silence. Sister Hui looked at her and said with a sigh, "Our eldest miss said that just to test your sincerity. Even if you and Mr. Mo have no chance, you were still each other's first love. The eldest miss doesn't want things to get too ugly between you. This time, you reported Mo Jinping, and the eldest miss is quite satisfied. Giving you the invitation and the evidence was to give you a choice. If you hadn't done anything, I'm afraid I would have had to kick you out." Hearing this, Su Yanran couldn't help but ask, "How do you know I wasn't lying to you?" "Heh, Miss Su, if you were lying to me, I wouldn't have brought you in here." Sister Hui sneered. "You're still working for the Su family, after all. You can't be unaware of the Luo family's methods, can you? You went to submit the evidence 2 hours ago, and you went home to change into a dress in between." Watching Su Yanran's face slowly drain of color, Sister Hui smiled playfully. "Miss Su, if you want to know anything else you did today, I can tell you everything." At this moment, Su Yanran felt that she shouldn't have come, but her parents knew about her receiving the Luo family's invitation. They didn't know about P4.She, Luo-Shia, and Luo-Myuki, and they kept urging Su Yanran to come. Thinking about it now, it was right of her not to say anything. Luo-Shia's people had been watching her the whole time. Sister Hui didn't say anything more. The party had already started. Luo Tian, with his wife Lu Yi, was chatting with several middle-aged men. Lu Yi was Luo Tian's college classmate, the daughter of the Lu family from Sichuan. The Lu family had almost monopolized manufacturing and catering in Sichuan. And Lu Yi was not only beautiful, but also gentle, at least in the eyes of outsiders, very gentle. Su Yanran was a little flustered. Sister Hui asked her if she wanted her to introduce her to some people, but at this moment, her mind was in a mess, and she didn't know what to say. "Yanran, why are you here?" Mo Qingqing's voice suddenly rang out, startling Su Yanran. Turning around, she saw Mo Qingqing walking over with Yining. "Sister Qingqing?" Su Yanran didn't expect to see Mo Qingqing here. She hadn't had any contact with the Mo family recently, so she naturally didn't know that Mo Qingqing had gotten involved with the Yi family. Yining still had the air of a pond owner about him. Seeing Su Yanran, his eyes lit up. Even if she and Mo Qingqing weren't as stunningly beautiful as Luo-Shia and Luo-Myuki, they were still rare beauties. Compared to Mo Qingqing, Su Yanran was younger, and Yining couldn't help but take a second look. Mo Qingqing naturally noticed his abnormality, but she didn't pay much attention to it. Are you the assistant of Vice President Luo? Mo Qingqing saw Sister Hui on the side, and her eyes widened in surprise. Yinran, do you know Vice President Luo? I. Su Yinran was at a loss for words, not knowing how to answer. Sister Hui glanced at Mo Qingqing and Yining, and said in a flat tone, "She's the second Mrs. Senior. The second Miss asked me to bring her here." Mo Qingqing wanted to ask more, but Luo Muki had already arrived, dressed in a rose-red haute couture gown, wearing the necklace that Mo Xian gave her around her neck, and wearing a black ring on her right index finger that matched Mo Xian's. Luo Muki had only just walked over, and many people had already started looking over. Yining's eyes were staring straight at her, and the greasy, overbearing president expression on his face turned somewhat obscene. Even more surprising was the obvious hickey on Luo Muki's neck. "Senior, you're here?" Luo Muki had an innocent smile on her face, and even affectionately took Su Yinran's hand, leading her to a less crowded area. "I've been waiting for you for a long time. Let's go over there and talk." Su Yinran stared blankly at Luo Muki. The red marks on her neck made her feel particularly jarring. Noticing her gaze, Luo Muki elegantly and charmingly flicked her hair and said softly, "Brother is too clingy. He wouldn't let me come even though I was already on my way. You can't take it already? We even have a child. Isn't it normal for us to do these things? Are you doing this on purpose?" Su Yinran bit her lip, her eyes filled with a hint of resentment. "Avenging Mo Xian for me?" "No," Luo Muki said with a soft smile. "I'm avenging you for my sister and me." Su Yinran's gaze froze, and she instinctively wanted to retreat, but Luo Muki gripped her wrist tightly. "What are you afraid of?" Luo Muki's face held a smile, yet it looked somewhat terrifying. "Don't worry, Miss Su. My sister and I just want to talk. Although you did hurt our brother, today you've actually done something good. We have nothing to talk about." Su Yinran was genuinely scared. Luo Muki was different from Luo Xia. The slap she'd received at the sanatorium, the madness in Luo Muki's eyes, it was still fresh in her memory. "Relax. I promise I won't lay a finger on you. But if you try to leave, and I mention here today that you've offended me, your Su family could be finished by tomorrow. Do you believe me?" Luo Muki winked at her. There wasn't a hint of provocation in her tone, yet Su Yinran felt her scalp tingle. This wasn't a joke. Many people here were from wealthy and influential families that the Su family couldn't normally associate with. If Luo Muki really said something like that, the Su family truly could go bankrupt by tomorrow. "Let's go, Miss Su. Since you're not in the mood to socialize with others, why not take a walk with me?" Luo Muki slowly released her hand. Her fair wrist was already red. Perfect timing. Brother is with sister right now. Shall I take you to see them? Hearing this, a mix of emotions churned within Su Yinran. She didn't dare to go, but she knew with Luo Muki here, she likely had no choice. What did they want her to see? How Mo Xian was now lavishing the same tenderness he once showed her on someone else. "Luo Muki, I haven't offended you, have I?" Su Yinran's voice was a little hoarse. "About the past, I really shouldn't have hidden things from Mo Xian. But I like him too. I knew him since we were children. Yes, I admit I was indecisive." "Huh," Luo Muki sneered. "Indecisive? Su Yinran, if you had consistently chosen brother, perhaps I wouldn't find you so disgusting. I might even have understood you. After all, my sister and I have done plenty to be with brother. You deceived him, stole him away, and then what? You hurt him for a piece of trash like Mo Jinping." Luo Muki's eyes suddenly turned bloodshot. She suppressed her voice, whispering in Su Yinran's ear like a demon. "Stolen tenderness feels cheap, doesn't it?" Su Yinran couldn't help but tremble. Luo Muki pointed to an exit nearby. "I'm not very patient, so if you don't come with me now, you know what I'll do." Helpless, Su Yinran could only follow Luo Muki out. Meanwhile, Mo Qingqing had been observing the two of them. Beside her, Yining asked casually, "Qingqing, do you know that girl with Luo Muki?" "MHM, my younger brother's former marriage prospect. But now," Mo Qingqing glanced at Yining. "Has young Master Yi taken a fancy to her?" "Don't be ridiculous. How could that be?" Yining quickly explained to Mo Qingqing. "Grandma favors you, and I like you too. How could I possibly be interested in another girl?" "Huh, who would believe that?" Mo Qingqing sneered inwardly, but kept her expression neutral. She knew very well that Yining wasn't faithful, but for her, the position of young mistress of the Yi family was paramount. As for Yining, he could fool around all he wanted. It had nothing to do with her. It was precisely because of Mo Qingqing's nonchalant attitude that the ever-unfaithful Yi Ning mistook it for magnanimity, making him eager to marry her. Not only was Mo Qingqing capable and beautiful, but old Mrs. Yi also favored her. Although she was a bit older than him, he was quite satisfied, even proactively bringing her to this Luo family banquet. She could see Yi Ning's interest in Su Yanran, but Mo Qingqing had no intention of using another woman to please him. Right now, she was more concerned about why Luo Muqi was seeking out Su Yanran. Even though she couldn't hear their conversation, judging by Su Yanran's expression, she didn't think the two were on friendly terms. Speaking of which, when I went to the Luo residence before, my grandma wanted to approach old Mrs. Luo about a marriage alliance between our families, you know? Yi Ning pondered. I also saw some pretty boy there, no idea which of the sisters' bastard child he fathered. Mo Qingqing shot him a fierce glare. Only then did Yi Ning remember this was the Luo family's banquet, and he quickly shut his mouth. Silence filled the elevator. Luo Muqi leaned lazily against the side, her eyes fixed on her phone. Su Yanran kept her head down nervously, her heart pounding so loudly she could almost hear it. It wasn't nervousness about seeing Mo Xian, but rather the utter uncertainty of what she was about to face. The elevator stopped on the 10th floor. Luo Muqi stepped out first, glanced back at Su Yanran, and said flatly, "Let's go. We've booked this entire floor. No one else is here." Like a puppet, Su Yanran numbly followed Luo Muqi to the door of a luxurious suite. Luo Muqi swiped a card, opened the door, and they entered. Inside was a living room and two other rooms. The door to the room on the right was about a third of the way open. Through the gap, Su Yanran saw Mo Xian with his back to her, and Luo Xia. Mo Xian had his hands braced on a table, while Luo Xia's arms were wrapped around his neck. Beneath her black gown, her long legs were tightly wound around his waist. "Xia, you should go. MMPH." Mo Xian managed to utter a few words before Luo Xia sealed his lips with hers again. Su Yanran stared blankly at the scene. Luo Xia's eyes, hazy with passion, opened and spotted Su Yanran outside the door. She tightened her embrace around Mo Xian's head and flashed Su Yanran a smile. The smudged lipstick around her lips added a touch of allure. But right now, Luo Xia's smile was filled with danger and a hint of unhingedness. "I'm going to take care of something. Wait for me, darling." Luo Xia whispered in Mo Xian's ear, her breath like orchids. Suddenly, Luo Muqi gently pulled the door closed and led the stunned Su Yanran away from the room. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about my sister and him. Goodness, I even told her you were coming up," Luo Muqi said with a smile, though her tone held no apology whatsoever. "Tell me, Miss Su, how do you think brother felt when he found out about you and Mo Jinpeng?" Su Yanran's body swayed, but Luo Muqi seemed intent on tormenting her further. "Do you know how I felt all these years, secretly visiting brother, only to see him holding your hand? Do you know that watching him embrace you, I wanted to rush over and kill you so many times?" Luo Muqi paused, then grabbed Su Yanran by the collar, her eyes bloodshot. "How could you be so shameless? If it weren't for you, brother wouldn't have lost his memory, wouldn't have gotten hurt. But I should also thank you. If not for you, how could my sister and I be with brother so freely now? However, do you really think I don't know it was you who told those people our location back then?" Su Yanran lowered her head, a teardrop falling onto the back of Luo Muqi's hand. I didn't know. I really didn't know." Su Yanran choked out between sobs. "I didn't know they were going to kill you." "Don't know? Heh, Su Yanran, do you really not know?" Luo Muqi's eyes were filled with disdain, and then she continued, "My sister and I never offended you, did we? What's more, you knew very well that brother was with us, but you still told them." Su Yanran was left speechless. She lowered her head, staring at the floor, her hands subconsciously gripping tightly. "You said you liked brother since you were little, but you knew that with his personality, he could never just leave us behind, yet you still pointed the way for those people. Su Yanran, do you really like brother that much?" Luo Muqi's voice wasn't loud, and it was actually very pleasant to hear. But to Su Yanran, it felt like needles stabbing into her ears. "Speaking of which, it seems that we had never met you back then. Why did you have such animosity toward my sister and me?" Luo Muqi slowly bent over, slightly tilting her face as she looked up at Su Yanran, who looked pale. "Is it because you found that brother liked being with us more, and you were jealous?" Su Yanran bit her lip, her pupils trembling. She couldn't deny that Luo Muqi was right. Those 2 years, when she went to visit Mo Xian's grandmother, Imo-Shien was at home less and less. Though he would still play with her, there were times when he seemed distracted. You don't really love brother. It's just possessiveness at play. Luo Miyuki spoke with certainty. Let me guess, you must have secretly followed brother and found out about us, right? In an instant, the memories Su Yanran had almost forgotten slowly resurfaced. That time, when she came with her grandmother, Imo-Shien was in a hurry to leave. Su Yanran felt suspicious and secretly followed him, only to see him enter an old Western-style house. The house had a balcony on the second floor, and Su Yanran clearly saw Imo-Shien with a young girl and another girl around his age. Unlike when he was with her, Imo-Shien seemed relaxed, his face showing a natural smile that had no trace of worry, something she had never seen before. But Su Yanran had never tried to understand Imo-Shien. She didn't know his likes or dislikes. Whenever they were together, it was always Imo-Shien accommodating her. Now, Imo-Shien was with someone else, and Su Yanran even saw a trace of longing and some indescribable emotions in his eyes. Was it for that young girl, or the one his age? Su Yanran didn't know. Or perhaps, back then, Imo-Shien didn't know either. At 15, emotions were like immature fruits, innocent, pure, but easily seen through. After knowing Imo-Shien for so many years, Su Yanran had never seen that kind of look in his eyes. For the first time, she felt jealousy, even resentment. A childhood companion suddenly no longer revolved around her, as if her beloved toy had been taken away by someone else. Isn't that just possessiveness now? Seemingly unwilling to accept that she had been seen through, Su Yanran raised her head, but it was obvious she was forcing herself. Yeah, we are too, Luo Miyuki said candidly. But do you think you and us are the same? You always treated him like a precious doll, right? But even the most beloved doll will eventually bore you. So you betrayed him. I didn't. Su Yanran seemed to want to explain that she had never thought that way, but no words came out. I was just momentarily confused. Yeah, Su Yanran, Luo Miyuki chuckled. In terms of family background, you're not better than me. In terms of looks, I believe I'm not bad either. How many people chased after me? You must have heard about it in university, right? Luo Miyuki seemed to find something amusing. My sister's even more remarkable. Since she became the vice president, how many people have flocked to her? But why? Why can we still firmly wait for brother? Luo Miyuki's words struck like a slap to Su Yanran's face. The Luo sisters, who were superior to her in every way, had not only been waiting for Imo-Shien all this time, but had even given birth to a daughter for him. Even now, when Imo-Shien's name was mentioned, Luo Miyuki's eyes would shine. As for Luo Xia, her behavior toward Imo-Shien earlier was as though she wanted to merge with him completely. As a woman, Luo Miyuki could see the obsession in her actions. Admit it, you're just a vain person. Back then, brother couldn't satisfy your vanity with money. The proud young lady of the Su family had a boyfriend who couldn't even buy you a decent purse. I guess, you knew Imo Jinpeng's thoughts, didn't you? You knew very well. You also knew that brother would be upset, but you still did it. Su Yanran, if it were me or my sister, whoever it was, we would have chosen brother. He's not the first choice, he's the only one. Even if my sister and I have possessive feelings toward him, it's all because we love him. We love only him. But you're different. You never truly loved brother. Maybe you did, but not much. Back then, it was possessiveness. Now, it's just unwillingness. Luo Miyuki finished speaking and silently looked at the somewhat disheveled Su Yanran, then lightly laughed and said, So, do you still think we're the same? Su Yanran's lips trembled. At this moment, she didn't want to stay any longer. She turned to leave, but Luo Miyuki grabbed her, her tone suddenly filled with provocation. Did I expose you, and now you're embarrassed? Luo Miyuki, I admit I was wrong in the past, but I've paid the price. Su Yanran said, on the verge of breaking down. I shouldn't have told him where you were, but what's my fault? I was only 15. If you want to talk about the problem, it's your Luo family who caused Imo-Shien trouble. If your family hadn't offended people, no one would have tried to harm you. Now you're blaming everything on me and denying the feelings I had for Imo-Shien. The door suddenly opened. Luo Xia, wearing Bluetooth earphones, was pulling Imo-Shien's hand, looking at Su Yanran and Luo Miyuki in surprise. Imo-Shien stared at Su Yanran in shock, having overheard everything. Su Yanran, what do you mean by this? Imo-Shien walked over, his voice filled with suspicion and anger. What did you tell them? Why I got hurt? It was you who told those people who were trying to harm Xia and Miyuki about our whereabouts. Imo-Shien, Su Yanran's emotions got the better of her, not expecting Luo Xia to come out with Imo-Shien at this moment. Luo Xia pointed at her Bluetooth earphones and smiled slightly. Luo Miyuki took out her phone, showing the call screen with Luo Xia. You are really good at lying. Luo Xia mouthed each word slowly, her lips forming the words as she looked directly at Su Yinran. Su Yinran finally understood. The Luo sisters had invited her precisely for this moment. Luo Xia took off her Bluetooth headset, walked over, gently took Imo Xian's arm, and said comfortingly, "Maybe it's a misunderstanding? Miyuki, why did you bring Miss Su here so quickly?" I was also hoping it was a misunderstanding, and that it would be better if she talked it out with brother. Luo Miyuki sighed. It's my fault. Last time, sis mentioned brother was injured, and I lost my temper and argued a bit with Miss Su. Hey, argued? More like you were unilaterally digging up my old scars, weren't you? Su Yinran watched Luo Miyuki's demeanor instantly change in front of Imo Xian and couldn't help but find it laughable. What she found laughable was herself. Back then, Imo Xian had been trying to hide with Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki, and as fate would have it, Su Yinran, who had come looking for Imo Xian, saw them. Grandma, Su hadn't come that day. She had wanted to come on her own. She saw Imo Xian running away in a panic with the two girls. She had initially wanted to catch up and ask what was wrong, but unexpectedly, she was found by those thugs. Actually, she could have said nothing. The thugs were only after Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki and didn't want to cause extra trouble. But, for some unknown reason, Su Yinran told them. If she hadn't given them directions, how could those thugs have possibly outmaneuvered Imo Xian, who had grown up there? In fact, Su Yinran regretted it almost immediately. She hesitated for a moment before chasing after them, only to see Imo Xian entangled with the thugs by himself. By the time Luo Sheng arrived with people, Imo Xian was already unconscious. She saw the hospital the ambulance belonged to, and, as if possessed, she lied. She hadn't expected Imo Xian to suffer partial memory loss, so she falsely claimed to have saved him. During the time Imo Xian was injured, she was genuinely good to him, and that's why they got together in high school. But slowly, everything changed. Su Yinran was, after all, part of the Su family. She could afford the things Imo Jinping bought for her. But this sense of vanity was something Imo Xian couldn't provide. After all, Imo Xian's relationship with the Imo family was so strained at the time. Gradually, Su Yinran's feelings about her relationship with Imo Xian and the marriage alliance set by their grandmothers began to waver. In Su Yinran's eyes at the time, the Imo family would sooner or later belong to Imo Jinping, and it was uncertain if Imo Xian would inherit anything. Moreover, Imo Xian had a terrible relationship with his family. His parents were also wavering at that time, but Grandma Su made the final decision, and his parents, being filial, didn't go against her wishes. Su Yinran admitted that Imo Xian was still her first choice in her heart, but Imo Jinping, though perhaps a good-for-nothing, frequented bars and nightclubs and knew very well how to please a girl. Sometimes, some people are amusing. They'd rather listen to lies with their ears than see the truth with their eyes. Clearly, Su Yinran was this type of person. In the end, she didn't understand Imo Xian enough. He was clearly her boyfriend, yet Su Yinran only realized much later that her understanding of him seemed to be only superficial. Imo Xian, I really didn't mean it back then. Su Yinran's voice choked. I really didn't know it would turn out like that. If I had known, I definitely wouldn't have. Su Yinran, I only lost my memory. I didn't become an idiot. Imo Xian interrupted her coldly. Don't tell me you couldn't see those men were bad news. I was scared too. Su Yinran lowered her head, not daring to look Imo Xian in the eyes. If I didn't tell them, they would have hurt me. I was also. Even if what you're saying is true, why did you hide the truth? Luo Xia sighed, a pained expression on her face. Besides, because of this supposed life-saving grace, Xiaoxian not only had feelings for you, but also felt indebted to you. That's why he always put up with you. You couldn't have been unaware of that, right? After a pause, Luo Xia suddenly said with a half-smile, because of this non-existent life-saving grace, it became your reason to enjoy Xiaoxian's kindness with a clear conscience, without needing to give anything in return, right? Su Yinran's knuckles turned white from clenching her fists. She looked up at Imo Xian, but her gaze was evasive. Imo Xian, I never thought that way. We've known each other since we were little, and I like you too. That's why. You should understand me, right? Imo Xian looked at the Su Yinran before him, his eyes filled with unfamiliarity. In the past, he only thought Su Yinran was willful and a bit vain. He could understand it. After all, the Su family was wealthy, and these traits seemed reasonable to him. But he never expected that Su Yanran had been deceiving him from the very beginning. Su Yanran, when we were together, didn't you bring this up more than once when you threw a tantrum at me? Mo Xian looked at her, his previously indifferent gaze now tinged with disgust. A life-saving grace that never existed. To some extent, my injuries were also related to you. You say I understand you? Heh, perhaps you never understood me, and I never truly understood you either. So, please tell me, how did you manage to deceive me, betray me, and then still want to get back together with me? Don't you find yourself a bit disgusting? Su Yanran's eyes widened involuntarily. Even when they had met before, Mo Xian's gaze had merely been calm, without fluctuation. But now, when he called her disgusting, the aversion in his eyes was undisguised. Mo Xian, She didn't know what else she could explain, her gaze shifting to Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki behind Mo Xian. The two sisters just stood there smiling, without a trace of mockery or contempt in their eyes. There was no way to prove Su Yanran had deliberately directed those men, but it could be proven that she was a liar. I know you reported Mo Jinping, and I also know Xia gave you the invitation for today. Mo Xian sighed. Luo Xia and the others hadn't hidden this from him. Last night, Luo Xia had told Mo Xian, and even said that if Su Yanran had truly reported Mo Jinping, then even if Su Yanran had heard in the past, she had ultimately been temporarily deceived by Mo Jinping. If they couldn't be lovers, they had known each other since childhood and could still be friends. Mo Xian just hadn't expected that when he was about to escort Luo Xia to the reception downstairs, he would overhear what Su Yanran and Luo Miyuki were arguing about. Mo Xian could understand why Luo Miyuki would be angry. Back then, it concerned the lives of her and her sister, and coupled with his own amnesia, it was understandable that Luo Miyuki would lose her temper and argue with her. Just go. From now on, let's act as if we never knew each other. Mo Xian shook his head helplessly. Maybe I was truly blind, a poor judge of character. Luo Miyuki came over, took Mo Xian's hand, and sighed softly. I'll go down later, brother. Sis, why don't you escort Miss Su downstairs? Mo Xian. Su Yanran rasped, but Mo Xian ignored her, took Luo Miyuki's hand instead, and turned back into the room with her. You schemed against me? Su Yanran's eyes were bloodshot as she glared at Luo Xia. Luo Xia merely toyed with the Bluetooth headset in her hand, a smile on her face. This counts as scheming? You couldn't handle Miyuki's provocation and spilled everything yourself. I just listened until it was about time, and then let Xiao Xian come out. Miss Su might not remember, but Xiao Xian listens to whoever he likes. Luo Xia approached step by step, her pleasant, mature voice carrying a hint of amusement. You could have told Xiao Xian yourself, but you didn't, did you? Let me guess, is it because you feel you have no credibility with him now? Or are you too afraid of Miyuki and me, because we are from the Luo family? Miss Su, what isn't yours will never be yours. You don't think that just letting Xiao Xian know you deceived him is enough, do you? Luo Xia's gaze turned incredibly cold. An inexplicable sense of suffocation made it hard for Su Yanran to breathe. Don't worry, I won't target the Su family. What sister we told you still stands. However, Luo Xia leaned close to Su Yanran's ear, her voice a low, seemingly malicious whisper. I will definitely not let you off. When the assistant met Su Yanran, she had just walked into the hotel lobby. Miss, are you? Su Yanran's expression was vacant, her face utterly pale. Luo Xia said nothing more, merely allowing her to leave. She wouldn't go after the Su family, but she would deal with Su Yanran herself. How exactly? Su Yanran didn't know. People are always filled with fear of the unknown, especially when the danger stemmed from the Luo sisters. At 15, she had nearly killed them and had also deceived Mo Xian, stealing him away. Su Yanran suddenly wondered, if they were so obsessed with Mo Xian, why hadn't they done something much sooner? Why had they even let Mo Xian date her for so long? Su Yanran didn't dare tell her family. The Luo family's influence in the capital was too formidable. Her every move today seemed to be monitored. If she told her family, not only would they be unable to help, but who knew if Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki would then target them. Once in the car, Su Yanran's condition didn't improve. She even glanced around nervously. The assistant was deeply concerned and had her sit in the passenger seat while they drove her back. Suddenly, Su Yanran covered her face and burst into tears. She probably never imagined that a single lie and one act of betrayal could push her into such a desperate situation. Mo Xian sat by the window, feeling somewhat dejected. It wasn't that he still had lingering feelings for Su Yanran, but rather the realization that he had been deceived by a lie for so long. Brother, Luo Miyuki had appeared behind him at some point, her arms gently wrapping around him. You and Shia must be feeling terrible. Mo Shin gently took Luo Miyuki's hand. I forgot you both, and I mistakenly trusted someone else. Brother, it's all in the past. Luo Miyuki pressed her face against Mo Shin's shoulder. Actually, I was also in the wrong today. I shouldn't have argued with her out of momentary anger. It's not your fault. Whether she intended to or not, she did nearly harm you both. Mo Shin sighed. I'm sorry, Miyuki. If only I hadn't lost my memory. Luo Miyuki, seemingly unconcerned, kissed Mo Shin's cheek and said, Come on, let me take you to get something to eat. Okay? This hotel has a buffet. My sister will join us after she's done with her networking. Don't you two need to accompany President Luo? Mo Shin asked curiously. I'll be fine, you don't need to worry about me. You're more important to us. Luo Miyuki murmured in Mo Shin's ear. Brother, don't worry about anything else. My cousin can handle things himself. Leaving the hotel with Luo Miyuki, they went to the buffet restaurant and got some food and drinks. As they were eating, Luo Tian approached and plopped down in the seat next to Mo Shin. Just as Luo Tian was about to speak, he suddenly hesitated, much to Mo Shin's confusion. Of course, Mo Shin didn't see Luo Miyuki's murderous glare, but Luo Tian saw it crystal clear. Ahem, eating are we? Luo Tian coughed lightly, trying to ease the awkwardness. I came out to hide for a bit. Dealing with those shrewd foxes is exhausting. President Luo. Mo Shin greeted him politely. Luo Tian waved his hand and said, Don't be so formal. We're all family, right, Miyuki? Do you need something or not? If not, go back to your duties. Luo Miyuki tossed out casually, then turned, picked up a peeled shrimp, and gently fed it to Mo Shin, her tone softening. Brother, open up. Luo Tian's face visibly twitched. What the hell? We're the actual relatives here, aren't we? I didn't come for nothing, Luo Tian said. Actually, I have something to discuss with my brother-in-law. Hearing Luo Tian call him brother-in-law, Mo Shin felt a bit embarrassed. Luo Tian, however, didn't mind and continued, Brother-in-law, be careful when you go to the university lately. That daughter from the Chung family is constantly trying to poach you. Mo Shin thought for a long moment before recalling the Chung family's daughter. It had to be Chung Wenxin's younger sister, Chung Inuo, for whom he had once taken a slap. Chung Inuo and the Chung family had always been competing with Rongxing for talent. In terms of projects, Rongxing was backed by the Luo Corporation and had strong capabilities of its own. The Chung family was weaker in this regard and hadn't been able to pose a significant threat to Rongxing. But ever since Chung Inuo joined the family business, while ensuring their own R&D kept pace with Rongxing, she began relentlessly trying to steal Rongxing's key personnel. Most of them were talented individuals Rongxing had selected from outstanding graduate students across the country. Don't worry, I won't. Mo Shin shook his head. It's just that I've been working from home all this time. President Luo, perhaps I could go to... No rush, no rush. Luo Tian quickly interrupted Mo Shin, glancing nervously at his sister. Luo Miyuki said nothing, merely flicking a sidelong glance at him, then suddenly snapped the lobster in her hands in half. Man, Luo Tian thought if he wanted to die, they'd never allow it. But they'd have no problem letting me die. And he still wants to go to the office? Him just staying put at home is a blessing for us all. It's mainly that, while there's still some programs you need to handle, Luo Tian quickly explained to Mo Shin, while constantly sneaking glances at his cousin. Work is work, right? You can do it anywhere, as long as you're dedicated. So many people would kill to work from home. And Mo Shin, just stay home and relax. Please, don't be difficult, Luo Tian silently pleaded. Otherwise, I'll be the one who ends up dead. And he still wants to go to the office? Him just staying put at home is a blessing for us all. Of course, Luo Tian would never tell Mo Shin his true thoughts, unless he was crazy. Just as they were speaking, Luo Xia and Lu Yi walked over. Mo Shin had met Lu Yi twice before and actually had a very good impression of her. She had a gentle personality, was well-educated and sensible, and spoke softly. Lu Yi first greeted Mo Shin and Luo Miyuki politely, then sat down next to Luo Tian. Mo Shin considerately stood up to give the couple some space, but Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki pulled him to sit between them instead. What are you doing hiding here? Lu Yi asked Luo Tian curiously. Aren't you going back to the reception? Everything that needed discussing has been discussed. What else is there for me to do? Luo Tian said nonchalantly. Sister Hui and the others can handle things at the front. The rest is just idle chatter, so I came over to slack off for a bit. The reception didn't have that many guests to begin with. Most were business partners with close ties to the Luo family. That's why Luo Tian dared to sneak away from his duties. All right, then it's good for you to get some rest. Lu Yi nodded. Honey, can you give me a drink? Can't you get it yourself? Hearing Luo Tian's somewhat impatient tone, Lu Yi still didn't get angry. Instead, she leaned closer to Luo Tian and suddenly hissed in a low voice, in what sounded like a Sichuan Chongqing dialect, through gritted teeth. Luo Tian, I'm going to count to 3. Luo Tian couldn't help but shiver and immediately shot up from his seat. Mo Xian also stood up and said, I'll go with you. Xia hasn't eaten yet, anyway. When they reached the drinks counter, Mo Xian couldn't help but ask, I remember sister-in-law being quite gentle. He had still heard that distinctly menacing threat just now. Not just him. Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had heard it too, but they were already used to it. Gentle? Huh. Luo Tian scoffed. Back then, I thought she was gentle too. That's how I ended up on this pirate ship, and I can never get off it in this lifetime. Luo Tian felt aggrieved. He had met Lu Yi at university. They attended the same school, and he had been deeply attracted to her at first sight. But how could he have known that her gentleness and virtue were only one part of Lu Yi? Deep down, she was a total she-tyrant. Luo Tian wanted to complain more about how fierce his wife could be sometimes. But then he looked at Mo Xian and instantly felt a sense of grim satisfaction. Lu Yi, at worst, just had a fiery temper sometimes. Her threat level was 100 tops. But his 2 younger sisters? They were a pair of lunatics. Luo Tian patted Mo Xian's shoulder and said with deep earnestness, Brother-in-law. After thinking for a long moment, Luo Tian couldn't help but finally say, You really have to live a long life. While Luo Xia, Luo Miyuki, and Lu Yi were together, Luo Tian pulled Mo Xian aside. Brother-in-law, I need to talk to you about something. Seeing Luo Tian's serious expression, Mo Xian was a bit surprised, then asked, What's wrong? President Luo? I've told you, we're family. No need to be so formal. Luo Tian waved his hand with a wry smile, then took out a cigar and offered it to Mo Xian. Want one? When Mo Xian shook his head, Luo Tian lit it for himself, took a drag, and then slowly said, About what happened back then. My second uncle told you, right? Mo Xian didn't answer, just nodded silently. Luo Tian continued. Actually, as a beneficiary, I'm not qualified to say anything. I genuinely didn't know about that incident, and my dad didn't agree with it either, but I was the one who benefited. All these years, even though Xia and Yuki have always been hands-off with the family business, they've never blamed me for that incident. Luo Tian paused here, not continuing. After Luo Tian found out about that incident, he had, for the first time, talked back to the grandmother he had respected most since childhood. It was just that his words were too harsh, and his old man, Luo Quan, had broken a cane on him, cutting him off. Luo Tian wasn't an ambitious man, much less someone who would trade his cousin for his own life. Countless times, he had thought about handing the family enterprise over to his 2 younger sisters. Firstly, because he truly didn't want to inherit it, and secondly, because he felt it was compensation. But Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had refused. He still remembered Luo Xia's words. If you really want to compensate us, then manage the Luo family well. Let us live the leisurely life you long for first. Sighing, Luo Tian said to Mo Xian, For so many years, no matter how my 2 sisters threw tantrums with the family elders, they never really took their anger out on me. So, all these years, I've always gone along with their wishes, trying to make up for the harm I caused them, and you back then, because of me. It's not your fault. Mo Xian also smiled helplessly. I believe if you had been in charge back then, you definitely wouldn't have let it happen. I'd be afraid of having nightmares for the rest of my life. A flicker of pain crossed Luo Tian's eyes. Let's not talk about it. From now on, I'll have to entrust their care to you. For so many years, I've been giving in to them out of guilt. Now, I'll have to trouble you. Are you sure it's just guilt? Are you kidding? I'm the distinguished CEO of Luo Group. What haven't I seen? Luo Tian feigned indifference. Of course it's guilt. Don't think I'm actually afraid of them. Then, with your wife, is it also guilt? Damn it. I like to fish, sure, but my surname isn't he. You think my marriage is also just about guilt? Get real. Meanwhile, in a dilapidated motel in an urban village in Kyoto, Mo Jinping sat dazedly on a small bed, his face pale. He knew this day might come, but he hadn't expected it to arrive so quickly. Su Yanran had reported Mo Jinping and even informed the police about his mother's hospitalization. Of course, All this information came from a USB drive P4.She had someone deliver. Su Yanran had been ruthless. Apart from deleting that image with red text to avoid trouble for herself, she had handed everything else over to the police. It was also Mo Jinping's luck that when he went to the hospital to visit Li Yuzhen, he happened to see the police arriving. He didn't care what would happen to his own mother and secretly fled the hospital. His phone was blowing up. Messages from the Mo family, from Qin and I, a constant stream of curses. Qin and I was on the verge of going insane. The Mo family didn't know about the things Mo Jinping had done. But now, with Mo Qingqing suddenly selling off shares, the Mo Corporation was already in chaos, and Mo Jinping had been reported at this critical time. If this news got out, the already turbulent situation for both the Mo and Qin families would only worsen. The air in the small urban village motel room was damp. In the past, Mo Jinping wouldn't have even considered using such a place for storage, let alone staying in it. But now he had nowhere to run. He didn't dare stay in a hotel, nor could he go to any of his own properties. Mo Xian, or was it Mo Qingqing? Mo Jinping muttered through gritted teeth. Damn it, do you really have to wipe us out completely? He slammed his fist hard onto the bed. In his heart, Mo Jinping cursed everyone, not just the Mo family, including the deceased old Master Mo and Mo Changshan, who was still in the ICU, but also his own mother. Only, he didn't feel it was his own fault. Actually, he hadn't wanted to do those things initially. The Mo family wasn't one of Kyoto's top-tier wealthy families, but he hadn't lacked money. But Mo Jinping had gotten hooked on gambling. After his first encounter with a casino during a trip to Macau in college, he couldn't stop. But gamblers lose 9 times out of 10. Although Mo Changshan and Qin Enai doted on him at the time, they couldn't possibly let him gamble unchecked. The money he had was quickly squandered through successive gambling sprees. It was then that his own mother discovered his bad habit. Instead of stopping him in time, she told him about cryptocurrency scams. Li Yuzhen was involved herself. She had always felt that Mo Changshan might not be entirely reliable. But as a dancer, she didn't know how to do business and had no interest in learning financial management. By chance, she came across virtual currencies and then got involved in fraudulent schemes disguised as crypto trading. At her instigation, although Mo Jinping wasn't deep in debt at the time, he had no money and didn't dare tell his family. He was eager to take over Mo Corporation and was terrified his father would find out. After all, even though Mo Xian had severed ties, he was still the Mo family's biological son. Subsequently, his audacity grew. He even started engaging in virtual gambling and illegal lending. By the time he wanted to turn back, he found he couldn't. His phone rang again, but this time it was a system notification sound. He irritably picked it up and saw it was an email notification. Initially, Mo Jinping didn't want to bother with it, assuming it was spam, but then his phone received a text message. It contained only 3 characters. Check email. Mo Jinping's heart pounded. He tried calling the number back, but it was out of service. Mo Jinping opened the email. Inside was an audio clip, a video, and several pictures. The video showed Su Yanran coming out of a police station, with a timestamp in the bottom left corner indicating it was today. There are also a few photos, mostly similar to the video content. As for the audio, it was a recording of Su Yanran. I've already reported Mo Jinping. You gave me that evidence because you wanted me to do this, didn't you? Just 2 sentences. Mo Jinping felt his temples throb. Su Yanran had actually reported him. Was this recording real or fake? But looking at the video, the photos, and then considering the recording, it was hard for Mo Jinping not to suspect Su Yanran. Someone had given Su Yanran the evidence, and then she had gone and reported him. But who was this person? Mo Xian, or his own elder sister? Mo Jinping clutched his hair in frustration. But it was no longer mattered. What mattered was that Su Yanran had ruthlessly reported him. Thinking about recent events, Mo Jinping became even more convinced it was Su Yanran. After returning to the country, Su Yanran hadn't seen him again, and eventually, she had blocked all his contact methods. He didn't know if the email was from Mo Xian's side or Mo Qingqing's. They both seemed to have reasons to do it, but none of that mattered now. He was finished, utterly finished. The once glamorous young master of the Mo family was now hiding in a cramped motel room, terrified. Su Yanran. Mo Jinping gritted his teeth. He couldn't guess who had instigated it, but Su Yanran had indeed reported him. In his eyes, that was the fact. You bitch. Don't tell me you sold me out just to get back together with Mo Xian. Mo Jinping's eyes were bloodshot. Fine, fine. You want to atone for that past mess? Dream on. Even if I fucking go to jail, I won't let you, or those bastards from the Mo family, have a moment's peace. The cocktail party had ended. Mo.She arrived at the underground parking garage early, planning to wait in the car for Luo.She and Luo.Myuki. After all, they still had to help Luo.Tian and his wife entertain some guests, and it was rather inconvenient for him to be there. Mo.She, a familiar voice called out from behind. Mo.She turned to see Mo.She looking at him in surprise. Clearly, she was very surprised by his appearance. "What are you doing here?" Mo.She took a few steps forward, then smiled with a look of understanding. "What, did your sugar mommy attend this party today too?" Mo.She glanced at her but didn't answer, instead retorting, "And you have the mind to attend a party at a time like this?" Yining hadn't come down yet, so Mo.She wasn't in a hurry. She lit a cigarette, her bright red nails holding the slender lady's cigarette, and said with a smile as she exhaled smoke, "Why wouldn't I have a mind? To be honest, I might protect Ying and Tingting in the future. As for anything else, it has nothing to do with me." Mo.She sighed. Sometimes he really didn't know whether to feel fortunate or lament his biological parents. At least they had successfully raised a femme fatale like Mo.She. In a way, Mo.She admired his biological elder sister. Old Master Mo had just passed away. The Mo family was in chaos, yet she could calmly attend a cocktail party. When it came to ruthlessness and cold-heartedness, even Mo Changshan and Qin and I would probably feel ashamed in comparison. However, this was all they deserved. Speaking of which, why don't you introduce me to that rich woman who fancies you? Mo.She's tone carried a hint of teasing. I also ran into Yanran. In fact, when I first saw you, I thought you were here for her. Seeing Mo.She's eyes turn cold, Mo.She quickly said, "It seems you really don't care about her anymore. So who did you come with?" "Qing, he is." Yining's voice sounded from the side. His initial question stopped abruptly as he got closer and recognized Mo.She's face, replaced by a look of fury. "It's you." Yining strode forward, looked Mo.She up and down, and sneered. "Here with the Luo family? Ha! So being a pretty boy isn't working out so well, huh? Already had a kid, and now you can't even get into the party? Have to play chauffeur instead." "What kid?" Mo.She was stunned for a moment, then quickly recalled what Yining had told her at the party. "You, the one you saw at the Luo residence, it was him?" "Yes, it was him." Yining remembered the slap from that day, and the humiliation Luo.She and Luo.Myuki had subjected him to. Right now, he wished he could devour Mo.She whole. But Mo.She's heart was in turmoil, entering and exiting the Luo family's old mansion, and Yining seemed to believe Mo.She was the father of a child with either Luo.She or Luo.Myuki. For the first time, Mo.She felt she had miscalculated. It wasn't that she hadn't thought about investigating who was behind Mo.She, but firstly, all her energy was focused on her own plans, and secondly, she always thought Mo.She was just someone who had caught an eye with his good looks, perhaps even kept by some married woman. Just as Mo.She didn't believe Luo.She and Luo.Myuki would scheme against him, how could Mo.She believe that Mo.She would be favored by a Luo family heiress and even possibly have a child? Actually, Mo.She and Luo.Myuki weren't exactly low-key at school, especially after the conflict with that second young Master Xiao in the cafeteria. Although the Luo family intervened to make them disappear perfectly, one could still find out by asking students at the university. However, at that time, Mo.She was busy dealing with the Yi family and didn't even think of inquiring at Kyoto University. Looking at Mo.She's expression became extremely complicated. If she had known earlier that Mo.She had connected with the Luo family, and if she could have maintained a good relationship with him, the benefits for her would likely have been much greater. But now, her relationship with Mo.She had become extremely delicate. Even though they were technically cooperating, she knew very well that their relationship was definitely not good. Being able to enter and exit the Luo family's old mansion, regardless of which of the tycoon princesses had taken a fancy to Mo.She, proved that the Luo family had already accepted him. Once Mo.She decided to deal with her, even having the Yi family's backing would be meaningless. The Yi family would not offend a future son-in-law of the Luo family for her sake. However, Yining, beside her, clearly lacked Mo.She's awareness. As if afraid he hadn't offended Mo.She enough, he continued to mock. "Why don't you cash in while they're still interested in you? All right, you're the kid's father after all. Maybe later you can learn from those Hong Kong starlets and ask for a breakup fee, property." "Shut up." Mo.She pulled him hard. "Hey, he's my biological younger brother. What nonsense are you spouting?" Yining's expression froze for a moment, but then he said, still unconcerned, "So he's my future brother-in-law? I was just saying a few words out of goodwill for his own benefit." Speaking of which, this is the brother you said you cut ties with and left home, right? No wonder the break was so clean. Now that he's latched onto the Luo family, he doesn't want his own parents and relatives anymore, huh? And Mo Xian just felt that even a wealthy family couldn't save a natural-born idiot. He had interacted with Cheng Wenxin. Although Cheng Wenxin also seemed a bit unhinged, at least his abilities were recognized externally. That second young Master Xiao, though unjustifiably arrogant, at least lived up to the resources his family provided. As for this one, his public reputation was no different from what Mo Xian thought. Greasy, pretentious, incompetent, and even a bit dim-witted. No wonder old Madam Yi had taken a liking to Mo Qingqing. If this idiot didn't find a wife with brains, he could squander the entire family fortune. Mo Xian suddenly wondered how on earth the Yi family had managed to raise their child like this. But then he thought of his own family and felt a sense of resignation. After all, not everyone succeeded in raising their children well. Don't go around claiming connections. Since I've already cut ties with my family, I'm not worthy of such a noble relative as yourself, Mo Xian said lightly. If there's nothing else, perhaps you two should leave? Yi Ning wanted to say more, but Mo Qingqing grabbed him, ready to leave. He still couldn't read the situation. Mo Qingqing even regretted being with him. With such an idiot, what use was the Yi family's immense wealth? What's wrong? Luo Xia, wearing a long, pure black coat, slowly walked over and hugged Mo Xian as if no one else was around. Little Xian, I'm cold. Yi Ning's eyes nearly popped out when he saw this. Luo Xia, usually so cold and aloof, seemed like a different person in front of Mo Xian, acting like a coquettish little girl, exuding a captivating charm. Mo Xian felt a bit awkward and wanted to remind Luo Xia that others were present, but Luo Xia paid no mind. She unzipped Mo Xian's down jacket, slipped her hands inside to wrap around his waist, and pressed her face against his chest. When she turned to look at Mo Qingqing and Yi Ning, Luo Xia's eyes became extremely cold again, and her tone, unlike before, was indifferent and somewhat harsh. Had enough of a look? Scram. At this moment, Mo Qingqing felt immense regret. She had seen Luo Xia at past business events and parties, always with an unapproachable air. Few even dared to strike up a conversation with her. Even those few arrogant scions from wealthy families who tried would only end up being rebuffed. But look at her with Mo Xian. This intimate attitude alone said everything. For once, Yi Ning seemed to use his brain. He didn't dare say another word and pulled Mo Qingqing to leave. But Luo Xia suddenly spoke. Miss Mo, may I have a private word with you? Mo Qingqing awkwardly glanced back at Luo Xia, then said to Yi Ning, wait for me in the car. She couldn't count on him for any help at all. It would be better if she, Mo Qingqing, handled it herself. Little Xian, wait for me in the car. Luo Xia looked at Mo Xian gently, her tone much softer. Mo Xian glanced at Mo Qingqing, nodded to Luo Xia, and got into the car. Watching Yi Ning leave, Luo Xia said softly, Miss Mo, are you regretting things right about now? Yeah, there's nothing to regret. Mo Qingqing did regret it in her heart, but she knew she couldn't say it out loud at this moment. Luo Xia didn't mind, smiling as she said, with your abilities, you could investigate Mo Changshan and Qi Ni's affairs, yet when it came to little Xian, you didn't. I understand. After all, in your eyes, he was already out of the game, wasn't he? Rest assured, even though you weren't sincere, you did cooperate with little Xian. To some extent, although you're no longer siblings, you are still allies, so I won't move against you. Of course, she didn't need to deal with Mo Qingqing. From the moment Mo Qingqing chose the Yi family, her fate was sealed. She still didn't understand old Madam Yi well enough. Yi Ning was a good-for-nothing, but old Madam Yi had plenty of ways to clip Mo Qingqing's wings, ensuring she could never fly out of the Yi family's cage. When desires swell beyond control, even matching abilities can lead to a spectacular implosion. Mo Qingqing clearly wasn't Luo Xia. There were many things the Mo family, given their scale, simply couldn't know. Watching Mo Qingqing depart in a daze, Luo Xia's lips curved into a knowing smile. She could already picture Mo Qingqing's future. But what did that have to do with her? Life always moves forward. No matter how much you yearn to look back, time relentlessly pushes you on. Mo Xian knew this all too well. A few days after the reception, he was due back at university for a group project. As for Su Yanran, her affairs, in truth, no longer held much importance for him. His focus now wasn't on unraveling past deceptions, but on what he should do for his own future. Imo-Shien had a faint inkling that Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki might be keeping him on a rather tight leash, but he didn't dwell on it. As things stood, it seemed that whatever the two sisters did, he wouldn't find it excessive. In fact, he was becoming rather accustomed to it. After a hectic morning, the project was winding down. His advisor told him he wasn't needed that afternoon, reminding him to prioritize his studies. Kyoto had seen more snow. The university grounds had just been cleared, but fresh flakes were drifting down again. Imo-Shien, hands tucked into his coat pockets, headed towards the cafeteria. He hadn't gone far when he heard hurried footsteps behind him. Imo-Shien instinctively glanced back, just as a figure flung herself into his arms. "Brother." Luo Miyuki tilted her head up, her captivating, doe-like eyes gazing tenderly at Imo-Shien. Recognizing Luo Miyuki, Imo-Shien's surprise was fleeting, quickly replaced by a wry smile as he shook his head. "I was heading back this afternoon anyway. What are you doing here at the university?" "I was just passing by and thought I'd drop in." She was just passing by, in a manner of speaking. It just so happened that she wanted to see Imo-Shien, and her car just so happened to drive to Kyoto University and stop. Yes, that definitely counted as just passing by. "You haven't eaten, have you? Let me take you for lunch." Imo-Shien unwrapped his scarf and gently wound it around Luo Miyuki's neck. Feeling the warmth of Imo-Shien's scent and body heat clinging to the scarf, Luo Miyuki felt an immense sense of peace. Imo-Shien was like a balm to her and Luo Xia. Just the sensation of his warmth brought her an unparalleled sense of security. "Why not wait for me at home?" Imo-Shien smiled, taking Luo Miyuki's hand. "I'm free this afternoon. I was planning to pick up some treats you, Xia, and the kids enjoy on my way back." In truth, Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki weren't particularly fussy eaters. If anything, they loved whatever Imo-Shien bought for them, or even better, cooked himself. "I missed you," Luo Miyuki murmured, leaning her head against Imo-Shien's arm. "My sister had a meeting at the company today. I was supposed to go too, but I decided I didn't want to. Just be ready for Xia to give you an earful when she gets back." Imo-Shien was a little exasperated, but simply reached out and stroked her hair. Luo Miyuki had always longed to ask Imo-Shien who held more importance in his heart, her or her sister, or rather, whom did he truly love more? But on reflection, it hardly seemed to matter anymore. From a moment they had chosen this path, the question itself had become almost meaningless. Both sisters harbored an almost pathological obsession and love for Imo-Shien. They loved him to the point of madness, yet neither could bear to hurt the other. Growing up, with Luo Sheng and Shun Qinyan always busy with work, it was often Luo Xia who kept her company, and Xia, though both she and Luo Xia yearned to know who held the first place in Imo-Shien's heart. A part of them recoiled from the answer. Perhaps for them now, Imo-Shien simply being by their side, never leaving, was all that truly mattered. "Brother, I want to go to the amusement park." Imo-Shien blinked, looking at her in confusion. "An amusement park? In this weather? The kids are at home, and your sister could be back any minute." Luo Miyuki tilted her head up, her gaze fixed intently on Imo-Shien. "This afternoon, just for this afternoon, can you forget about the children, forget about my sister, and think only of me?" He didn't want to argue, but this sort of request, it wasn't exactly the first time, was it? Still, this was perhaps the first time Luo Miyuki had voiced such a desire so directly. Imo-Shien stared at her, a little stunned, then asked gently, "Miyuki, is everything okay?" "I'm fine," Luo Miyuki smiled. "I just want you all to myself for a little while. Don't ask any more questions, brother. Just come with me, please." When Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had subtly manipulated Imo-Shien's mind, they had, quite selfishly, implanted the suggestion that he would always comply with their wishes. As a result, Imo-Shien found himself, almost unconsciously, unable to resist any request from either sister. Of course, if there was anyone in the world who would genuinely never harm Imo-Shien, it would likely only be Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki, well, and their children. Their love might be obsessive, even suffocating, but if forced to choose between harming themselves or Imo-Shien, the blade would invariably be turned upon themselves. They simply yearned too desperately for Imo-Shien to remain by their sides forever. "All right, let's go then." Imo-Shien gently drew Luo Miyuki into his arms, softly brushing his forehead against hers. "Were you always this willful?" Only with you." Luo Miyuki wrapped her arms around Imo-Shien's neck. Snowflakes danced in the air as their faces drew infinitesimally closer. The perfectly picturesque, romantic kiss in the snow was abruptly shattered by a surprised shout. Imo-Shien, is that you? It was, as they say, a real killjoy moment, utterly spoiling the atmosphere. The few students drifting by had even pulled out their phones. Honestly, couldn't she have waited until they'd actually finished kissing before yelling? Imo-Shien frowned and glanced back. In his arms, Luo Miyuki's eyes flashed crimson. Even though she could be intimate with Imo-Shien whenever she pleased these days, being interrupted still left her furious. Utterly furious. Imo-Shien, however, hadn't anticipated that the person who'd called out to him was none other than his second sister, Imo-Inging. Imo-Inging had come to Kyoto University on a whim, hoping to chance upon Imo-Shien. She hadn't expected such luck, but just as she was about to speak, she saw the girl in Imo-Shien's arms, Luo Miyuki, staring at her with a chillingly dangerous smile, her eyes terrifying. Setting aside the fact that she recognized her as the Luo family's second young mistress, Luo Miyuki's deranged expression alone made Imo-Inging gasp. It was as if Imo-Shien wasn't holding a person, but some kind of monster masquerading in human skin. "What are you doing here?" Imo-Shien asked, genuinely surprised. He hadn't expected any of the Mo's to seek him out. If this is about Grandfather Mo's funeral, that should be over by now, shouldn't it? Imo-Inging's usual arrogance was gone, replaced by a weary exhaustion. Qin and I was still in the hospital, and Imo-Qingqing had washed her hands of everything. As for her third sister, she was completely unreliable. Grandfather Imo had been hastily buried, but the Imo family was now in utter disarray. After selling her shares, Imo-Qingqing had abandoned the family company and stopped coming home. She'd resigned and joined their mother's jewelry business. Their father was still in a coma, and Imo-Jinping was now a fugitive. After racking her brains, as reluctant as she was, she realized her only option was to find Imo-Shien. Her reluctance wasn't because she still looked down on him as she had in the past, but rather, she genuinely felt too ashamed to face him. "I came to ask you to come home, just once." Imo-Ing knew Imo-Shien had sold his shares to her eldest sister. She had no grounds to comment on that now. If she were in his shoes, she might well have done the same. "I know. Grandma passed away." At that moment, Imo-Inging was consumed by genuine regret. Mom's gone deaf in her left ear. Grandfather is gone. Dad is. Imo-Shien, I know you hate us. I understand. But given how things are, could you please come home just to see Mom and Dad? The instant Imo-Inging saw Luo Miyuki, she guessed that this girl was likely the one bankrolling Imo-Shien. If Imo-Qingqing had been there, she would have been even more astounded. Imo-Shien had been so intimate with Luo Xia at the reception, and now here he was kissing Luo Miyuki in the snow. Even if they'd been interrupted. "I'm not going back," Imo-Shien stated calmly, looking at Imo-Inging. "You cast me out. From that moment, I became an outsider to your family. And likewise, that's how I see all of you. Tell me, as an outsider, do I have any obligation to care about your affairs? And by the same token, since you are all outsiders to me now, do I have any reason to be concerned about you?" Imo-Inging wanted to say something, but the words caught in her throat, and she couldn't utter a single syllable. Imo-Shien looked at Imo-Inging, then suddenly smiled and said, "I am very grateful to Grandma. She seemed to have guessed what I would face when I returned to the Imo family very early on, so she had been trying to dilute your presence in my heart. However, when I think about my own biological parents, my biological sister, and that half-brother really mistreating me, I can't deny that I still feel sad. Now that I think about it, blood is thicker than water may just be a joke sometimes. I don't deny that I might be a little heartless toward you now, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that, just like you didn't think there was anything wrong with the way you treated me back then. The only difference is that you might regret it, but I won't. After all, there's no reason in this world for the victimizer to be in pain and the victim to regret it." He took Luo Miyuki and left. As Imo-Shien passed by Imo-Inging, he paused and said, "Maybe I will come back. I really want to see what your final ending will be like." Imo-Inging turned her head and was about to say something, but when she met Luo Miyuki's threatening eyes, she didn't dare to say a word, not only because of the Luo family status, but also because, although this was her first formal contact with Luo Miyuki, she always felt she was a little abnormal. Luo Miyuki was in a very bad mood right now, extremely bad. However, because Imo-Shien was here, she couldn't show her cruel side. Seeming to sense that Luo Miyuki was a little unhappy, Imo-Shien gently kissed her cheek and said somewhat embarrassedly, "I'm sorry, I didn't know she would come." The cold touch seemed to melt the ice, sweeping away the haze in Luo Miyuki's heart. Imo-Shien's every move seemed to affect her mood. With just a light kiss, Luo Miyuki seemed to forget everything that had just happened, smiling sweetly, and hugged Mo Xian's arm even tighter. Actually, the sisters were very easy to coax, but the person who coaxed them had to be Mo Xian. Although it was snowing, the amusement park was still open as usual, but Luo Miyuki didn't seem to want to play anything. She just dragged Mo Xian to look here and there. "Didn't you come to play?" Mo Xian smiled helplessly. "Some of the rides may not be operating normally due to the rainy and snowy weather. What else is there? What do you want to play? I'll take you." "No, I just want to walk around with brother like this," Luo Miyuki said happily. "Brother doesn't remember, but once I wanted to run away, and I begged you to take me with me. You refused no matter what, because my sister told you that it wasn't convenient for us to go out all the time. But brother was soft-hearted and couldn't stand my crying, so he secretly took me out. But we only went to a small park near where we used to live." Mo Xian remembered that place, but when he was in college, it had become a department store. There used to be some simple entertainment facilities there, but they slowly became abandoned. As a result, neither of us brought any money when we ran out. Brother just held my hand, just like this. Hearing Luo Miyuki's words, Mo Xian actually found it a little funny. Speaking of which, one was a young lady from the Luo family, and the other, although not as good as the Luo family, was still a young son from a wealthy Mo family. At that time, they didn't have a penny in their pockets and ran to a nearby park, and then just watched others play. I thought it was quite interesting at the time. Mo Xian couldn't help but smile bitterly. "So, I guess we were scolded by Xia when we got back?" "No, because Zheng Shu and the others caught us and took us back not long after we got there." Luo Miyuki's eyes were looking at the carousel not far away. "Brother, I want to see that. Aren't we supposed to go play?" "No, I just want to watch. I don't want to play, especially the carousel." Hearing Luo Miyuki's words, Mo Xian looked at her curiously, and when Luo Miyuki met his gaze, there seemed to be mist in her eyes. I once heard a very old saying, "A carousel is a very cruel game, chasing each other, but never catching up with each other." Brother, during that time, that's how I felt about you. Clearly, she remembered him, but Mo Xian didn't remember her. She had gone to find Mo Xian in the past, but Mo Xian didn't remember. When Mo Xian was in high school, Luo Miyuki couldn't bear the longing in her heart for Mo Xian, so she ran to his school to find him. But the two passed each other by. Mo Xian didn't stop his gaze on her for a moment. He didn't even look back at her, as if he had just bumped into an ordinary person. Mo Xian looked at Luo Miyuki in front of him, thought for a while, took her hand, and ran towards the carousel, bought 2 tickets, and took her in. Luo Miyuki was a little surprised for a moment, not understanding what Mo Xian was going to do. Mo Xian let her sit on one of the wooden horses, and he stood aside, looking up at her with a smile and said, "So, I don't need a wooden horse as long as I'm by your side. Then there's no need to chase each other, right?" Luo Miyuki stared blankly at Mo Xian in front of her. In that instant, she seemed to see the boy who smiled at her in the past again. Even if he had lost his memory, he was still him, and even his eyes had never changed. It's just that when the original youthful and beautiful memories overlapped with the person in front of her, Luo Miyuki was no longer the Luo Miyuki of the past. Now, hearing Mo Xian's words, it would only make her illness worse and deeper. Grabbing the handrail on the wooden horse with one hand, Luo Miyuki leaned down and hugged Mo Xian in a deep kiss. I'm just a little dizzy, but everything else is fine," Mo Xian thought in his heart. Mo Ying returned to the company, but she didn't expect the secretary to run over in a panic, panting and saying to her, "It's bad. Jiang Xifeng transferred all the floating funds in the account and ran away." "What?" Mo Ying only felt dizzy. She had originally planned to take the opportunity to get rid of that sickly fellow, but so many things had happened at home during this period of time, and she hadn't paid attention to him for a while. How'd he do it? What are the finance people doing? He took the documents signed by the president, and the finance people just, the secretary said, and also showed her the documents. It was indeed her mother's signature, but Mo Ying prided herself on being noble, so she usually liked to practice calligraphy. The signature was almost identical to her mother's, but some small details showed subtle differences. If you hadn't studied it specifically, you wouldn't be able to see the difference at all. "Mom, what kind of thing did you keep by your side?" Mo Ying cried out in despair. The company was already in a troubled time, and the floating funds on the books were not too much. Adding it all up, it was just over 10 million, but these also had to take into account the employee salaries, as well as a batch of jewelry processing. The company also needed financial support. "Did you call the police?" Mo Ying's mind was much clearer at this moment, and she grabbed the secretary and questioned her. The secretary quickly said, "I've already called the police. Don't worry, nothing will happen." Mo Ying suddenly understood why Mo Xian was so cold and decisive now. If she could, she really wanted to run away now. I don't care anymore. I can't control it. Mo Ying thought of the chaos at the Mo family that she still had to deal with, and her eyes instantly became distracted. You guys go and contact the president. Let her deal with the mess she caused herself. In the amusement park, Luo Miyuki was holding a candied hawthorn, which Mo Xian had bought for her. I'm holding an umbrella for you under the scorching sun. Luo Miyuki ate happily while humming amusement park. Mo Xian followed not far behind her. As long as she turned her head, she could see Mo Xian smiling at her. The carousel may not be able to chase each other, but Luo Miyuki reached out and grabbed her light. Brother, I don't want to play anymore. Luo Miyuki suddenly stopped and looked back at Mo Xian. Let's go somewhere else, okay? Okay, wherever you want to go. Then, let's go to the hotel, okay? Mo Xian. It seemed like he had agreed a little too hastily. The once bustling Mo family villa now seemed cold and desolate. Mo Tingting had been at the hospital for days, but she, who had never lifted a finger in her life, was of little use there. Fortunately, she wasn't completely useless. After busying herself with her grandfather's funeral, she could finally rest at home. After a series of blows, Mo Tingting felt utterly exhausted. Her career was ruined, and her family had fallen apart. Aunt Wang had gone to the hospital to take care of Qin and I, and the remaining driver and cook wouldn't come until it was time for work. Now, she was all alone in the house. After another unanswered call, Mo Tingting gave up on calling Mo Qingqing. After that one appearance at the hospital, Mo Qingqing had never shown up again. The police had just left after questioning her about Mo Jinping, inspecting his room, and taking away his laptop and desktop computer tower. Mo Tingting didn't know what to do. She still couldn't understand what had happened. Mo Jinping was her father's illegitimate son, and her real brother, born of the same mother, had been switched at birth and died. Now, Mo Jinping was wanted for criminal offenses, and she had only learned from the police visit that he was also addicted to gambling. If one had to say which of the three Mo daughters was innocent, it would probably be Mo Tingting, but only relatively speaking. Her biggest mistake was being too stupid. Suddenly, Mo Tingting stood up and walked to a guest room on the second floor, which had been Mo Xian's room when he lived with the Mo family. It was at the very end of the hallway. She opened the door and found it had been cleaned spotlessly. Although Mo Xian hadn't been relegated to living in a servant's room or storage room like in some novels, Mo Tingting found the simple furnishings laughable. Jinping's room is the biggest in the house, and Mom personally chose the furniture. Mo Tingting sat on the bare mattress, but Mo Xian's room seems to have nothing. Indeed, Mo Xian's room only contained a wardrobe, a desk, and a bed. The relatively spacious guest room looked somewhat empty. She remembered that Mo Xian had only taken a suitcase with him when he left home, the same suitcase he had arrived with. As if remembering something, Mo Tingting stood up and opened the desk drawer. The contents were still there for some reason, not thrown away. Aunt Wang had secretly kept them, feeling that Mo Xian hadn't done anything wrong. She didn't know if these things would be useful, so she had secretly kept them. Anyway, she knew that Mo Changshan and Qin and I wouldn't care about them. Inside were Mo Xian's high school textbooks and a few test papers that he hadn't taken with him. Most of his belongings were with his grandmother, who had told him not to bring too much when he came back. Looking at it now, the old lady had been right all along. Mo Tingting didn't know this, as her gaze was fixed on Mo Xian's textbooks and test papers. Mo Xian's grades were excellent, needless to say, and his handwriting was neat, and his papers were clean. Opening the top physics textbook, she saw that every page was filled with Mo Xian's notes, along with many sticky notes recording extra knowledge. Without exception, the handwriting was neat, and the notes were meticulous. How ridiculous. Mo Tingting closed the textbook with a bitter smile. Although her grades weren't particularly outstanding, she could tell how much effort Mo Xian had put in just by looking at his materials. For some reason, after Mo Changshan's accident, Mo Tingting kept thinking about Mo Xian, thinking about the brother who had resolutely left home, completely severing ties with them. She seemed to have never really understood him, and he didn't care whether she or any other family member understood him. Third miss, what are you doing here? Aunt Wang's voice interrupted Mo Tingting's thoughts. She asked in confusion, Aunt Wang, why aren't you at the hospital? Madam told me to come back and get some things for her. Aunt Wang didn't know what had happened, only that Qin and I had smashed her phone and thrown away the medicine prescribed by the doctor after receiving a phone call. Then she told Aunt Wang to hurry home and get a file bag from her bedside. Something seems to have happened to Madam's company. I heard the second miss is on the verge of collapse. Aunt Wang glanced at the guest room and couldn't help but sigh. Third miss, I don't want to work here anymore after Madam is discharged from the hospital this time. My daughter-in-law has given birth, and I should go back to the countryside to take care of their child. Mo Ting Ting was stunned for a moment. Aunt Wang smiled and said, I'm getting old too. I've worked in the Mo family for so many years, and now it's time for me to retire. Aunt Wang turned to leave. After taking a few steps, she looked back at Mo Ting Ting and hesitated before saying, In the past, the young master often asked me about your preferences, but later he told me that it wasn't necessary anymore. Why? Hearing Aunt Wang's words, Mo Ting Ting looked up at her in surprise. Aunt Wang smiled bitterly and said, Maybe he saw through it? Aunt Wang finished speaking and left, leaving a stunned Mo Ting Ting standing blankly at the door, lost in thought. When Mo Xian and Luo Miyuki returned to the villa, Luo Xia was already sitting on the sofa. She glanced at them, and a sneer crept into her heart. Acting all innocent, spending almost 2 hours at the hotel before coming out. Did they really think she wouldn't know? Was the GPS tracker in her phone for nothing? Mo Xian met Luo Xia's gaze and felt a sudden pang of awkwardness. He awkwardly changed the subject and asked, Where are the children? Oh, they're in their room. Uncle Zheng is playing with them. Luo Xia said nonchalantly. Perfect, the kids are looking for their dad. I'll go upstairs with you then. Luo Miyuki was a little surprised. Normally, knowing her sister's jealous nature, she would have been furious if she suspected something was going on between Mo Xian and herself. Of course, she would feel the same way, so she had no right to say anything. But today, her sister wasn't reacting at all? Something wasn't right. She was definitely plotting something. But everything seemed normal. Luo Xia was the same as usual, even playing with Luo Wire and Luo Shuer alongside Mo Xian. Nothing seemed amiss. After dinner, as Mo Xian was heading back to the bedroom, Luo Xia suddenly stopped him, smiling sweetly. I actually have a surprise for you. I've been thinking Wire and Shuer are over 3 years old now, and they like animals, so I had sister we pick out a pet cat. Can you help me see if it's suitable for us to keep? Mo Xian thought about it, and it seemed like a good idea. He loved animals himself. His grandmother used to have a tabby cat that was very cute and smart, but it had died of illness when he was 10. Letting the children interact with animals would be good for them. Mo Xian nodded and said, Okay, they've been clamoring for kittens and puppies. If they really like it, we can get them one. Luo Xia nodded and reached for her phone, but couldn't find it. I must have forgotten it when I changed clothes earlier. Xiao Xian, come back to the bedroom with me to get it, okay? Mo Xian didn't think too much and followed her into her bedroom. Luo Xia deliberately let Mo Xian go in first, and then quickly closed the door and locked it. Xia, isn't your phone right here? Mo Xian saw the phone on the bed. As soon as he turned around, Luo Xia pounced on him. Xia, when are we going to look at the cat? Luo Xia slowly took out a pair of cat ear hair clips, put them on her head, and smiled. Does this look more like one? Meow, meow, meow. Mo Xian felt like he'd been struck by lightning. Was this the same Luo Xia he always saw, cool and aloof in public but gentle at home? You're not going anywhere, Xiao Xian. Tonight you're mine. Before Mo Xian could resist, his lips were sealed by Luo Xia's kiss. Meanwhile, at the company, Su Yanran, who was working overtime, walked out of the office, looking exhausted with dark circles under her eyes. Ever since the party, Su Yanran had been living in constant anxiety and paranoia, thinking about how Sister Hui knew her every move that day, and how Luo Xia had only uttered a threat and then said nothing more. She felt like she was being watched, even controlled, with someone ready to crush her at any moment. If it weren't for a problem with a project she was responsible for, she wouldn't have wanted to stay at the company for even a second longer. Drive me home today, Su Yanran said to her assistant. I'm not feeling well. The assistant didn't say much upon hearing this. Su Yanran's condition had been worse than before these past few days, and it always seemed like she wasn't getting enough rest. The two of them arrived at the underground parking garage. Su Yanran handed the car keys to the assistant and walked towards the passenger seat. Suddenly, a figure rushed out from behind the car, and a knife plunged into Su Yanran's abdomen. It's hard to say whether Su Yanran was lucky or not. She was wearing thicker clothes than usual in winter, and the assailant ran off after stabbing her, looking somewhat flustered. Still, the knife went into the flesh. The intense pain and sudden fright made Su Yanran scream. Miss, are you all right? Her assistant dropped her bag and rushed over. Su Yanran clutched her abdomen, her face ashen. In that instant, she broke down. She never expected Luo Xia and her sister to send someone to kill her. The assistant frantically made a phone call, but Su Yanran couldn't hear anything. Aside from the pain in her body stimulating her, Su Yanran's mind was blank. It wasn't until the ambulance arrived that Su Yanran seemed to regain some awareness. Suddenly, the scene before her seemed familiar. Only this time, she was the one being taken to the hospital in an ambulance. The snow fell heavier and heavier, but the bedroom separated by a wall was incredibly warm, even, full of spring. An old tree with gnarled vines, a crow, a small bridge over a flowing stream, a humble home, an ancient road, a lean horse in the west wind, the setting sun in the west, a heartbroken person at the ends of the earth. After tossing and turning for too long, until they were both exhausted, Mo Xian lay to the side, and Luo Xia thoughtfully covered him with a blanket. Reaching out to wipe the sweat from Mo Xian's forehead, she gently held him, feeling his warmth. Sometimes she was quite grateful that Mo Xian had this much stamina. Otherwise, she felt like she and Luo Miyuki were overdoing it. But she couldn't help it. It wasn't just lust. More than that. Only in this way could Luo Xia seem to fully feel Mo Xian, to feel that this man was hers. Sometimes Luo Xia really wanted to think of a way, or remodel her home, to simply imprison Mo Xian, never letting him leave her side. But she couldn't bear to, because doing so would only make Mo Xian resent and resist her. That wasn't what the sisters wanted. What she wanted was for Mo Xian to one day know what she had done and still choose to stay by their side. He had become their poison, and they would become his poison as well. Gently releasing Mo Xian from her embrace, Luo Xia wanted to take a shower. Suddenly, a notification popped up on her phone. It was a message from Sister Hui. Mo Jinpeng stabbed Su Yanran. She's not dead. Mo Jinpeng is still under our people's surveillance. Luo Xia couldn't help but chuckle. She didn't expect Mo Jinpeng to actually go after Su Yanran. Sometimes reality is ironic. Mo Xian lay in Luo Xia's arms, sleeping peacefully, while Su Yanran lay in a hospital bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. How could something like this happen? Su's father looked at his daughter's current state, his eyes red, forcing himself not to cry. Su's mother sat on the side, weeping. Her brother comforted their mother, while shaking his head and sighing. Yanran, we know who did it, Su's father said, his eyes seeming to spew fire. The police checked the surveillance footage. The one who hurt you was Mo Jinpeng. Su Yanran's pupils suddenly dilated. She never expected Mo Jinpeng to do it. In her mind, even if Mo Jinpeng hadn't been caught, he would be hiding, afraid to show his face. Besides, how could he know that she was the one who reported him? Suddenly, Luo Xia's threat that day flashed through her mind, and Su Yanran couldn't help but smile bitterly. Only those sisters could have done this. Luo Xia hadn't taken any substantial action, but it turned out she had already handed the knife to Mo Jinpeng. From the moment she handed over that evidence, perhaps Luo Xia had already been planning this. But how could she be sure that Mo Jinpeng would do it? Did she send someone to coerce him or instigate him? A doctor walked in, looking at Su Yanran, who was lying on the bed, pale, with a complicated expression. Then, he softly said to Su's father, family member of the patient, please come with me for a moment. Doctor, Su Yanran's voice was weak and pale. Whatever it is, just tell me directly, okay? The doctor hesitated for a moment, looked at Su Yanran's eyes, and smiled. It's nothing, just some things to take note of. I'll have the nurse give you an injection in a moment. Rest well and don't think too much. Su Yanran wanted to ask more questions, but her mother and her brother, Su Jiuzha, stopped her. Su's father took the opportunity to go out with the doctor. Please be prepared. That stab wound your daughter received. The doctor sighed. Fortunately, it was winter, and the attacker may have been a little flustered, but the doctor sighed again, then continued. It damaged her reproductive function. She may not be able to get pregnant normally in the future. Hearing this, Su's father couldn't hold back his tears. He had advised Su Yanran not to be impulsive and not to be deceived by Mo Jinpeng. But Su Yanran insisted on changing the object of the marriage engagement, and Su's father felt that Mo Xian severing ties was a bit too much. Moreover, at the time, he had hoped for a marriage alliance with the Mo family, so he didn't say anything more. Looking back now, how could he have been so muddled? Mo Jinpeng not only later had scandalous things happen that trended on social media, but he actually retaliated against his daughter after committing a crime. Su Yanran, lying in bed, didn't know what had happened, but seeing the doctor's expression, she had already made the worst possible assumption. Mo.She. It turns out there's no good ending for those who betray. Thinking this, a tear slowly slid down the corner of Su Yinran's eye. If she hadn't betrayed Mo.She, even if she had hidden those things and stayed with him, perhaps her life would be completely different today. Mo.She's past favoritism had made her mistakenly believe that no matter what she did, Mo.She wouldn't care. Moreover, after lying for so long, Su Yinran herself felt that Mo.She owed her. In fact, when Su Yinran left the country to study abroad, she had contact with other men, but she only interacted with them as friends. She could never find the feeling that Mo.She gave her. You always want what you can't have, and those who are favored take it for granted. When she left Mo.She and was no longer the one who took things for granted, she began to miss Mo.She's good qualities. Su Yinran now felt for the first time that she was cheap. How could she have been so infatuated, hurting Mo.She for the sake of Mo.She? Yinran, don't think about it. Su's mother wiped away her tears. Rest well. You just finished the blood transfusion. I'll have your brother buy you some food. At least eat a little. Mom, can I trouble you with something? Su Yinran looked at her mother, her eyes filled with pleading. Can you help me call Mo.She? I want to see him one last time. Su's mother was stunned, then sighed helplessly. Yinran, would he even be willing to see you? I don't know. Please help me this once, Mom. Su Yinran herself knew that this relationship would only end without a proper ending. She also knew that she couldn't win back Mo.She. Mo.She's gaze towards Luo.She and Luo.Myuki was even gentler than it had been towards her in the past. Mo.She, the last time I see you, it's not to win you back, but to tell you that the women by your side aren't worth your trust either. Life is sometimes full of unknowns. For example, Su Yinran never imagined that Mo.She would appear in her hospital room the next day. He placed the fruit basket he had bought on the side, pulled up a chair, sat down, and quietly looked at Su Yinran. Then, he sighed and asked, Aunt Su called me, so I came here today. There are some things I think we should talk about. Su Yinran lowered her head, remained silent for a moment, then smiled and said, How could the mothers of your 2 children let you come? Mo.She shrugged. He had received Su's mother's call in Luo.She's bed that morning, with Luo.She right beside him. Mo.She had wanted to refuse, but Luo.She told him, since she's already like this, there's no harm in you going to see her. Hearing Luo.She's agreement, Su Yinran was a little surprised, and suddenly the words she wanted to say became difficult to voice. Luo.She and Luo.Myuki seemed like shadows looming over her heart. Although Mo.She had done what happened last night, she still suspected they were involved. But what could she do? Not only did Mo.She trust them more, but she was also only guessing. Mo.She, you've heard about what happened to me, right? Su Yinran already knew that she might have lost her ability to have children. Mo.She glanced at her and nodded. Hee. Tell me, isn't this karma? Su Yinran said with a somewhat bleak smile. I remember when we were first together in high school. It seemed like I was the one who told you. Su Yinran will never betray Mo.She. The young girl's sincere confession, but when Mo.She recalled it, he only felt endless irony. The vows of youth are the most beautiful, but also the most fragile. Mo.She, I don't have any relationship with Mo.She. Su Yinran looked into Mo.She's eyes, saying each word clearly. When I went to the hotel that day, although I had a few too many drinks, I was still rational. Mo.She did make some advances, but after I refused, he didn't pester me and respected my wishes. Mo.She didn't answer, his expression remaining calm. Seeing him like this, Su Yinran felt a little flustered and explained, You don't believe me, we can get checked, we're in the hospital now. Yinran, Mo.She suddenly interrupted her. I told you a long time ago, this matter isn't important at all. Mo.She hitting on you is just his nature. Not hitting on you is just so he could deceive you better. After I left home, you probably saw his true colors. I mentioned before that your attitude is the reason we broke up. Mo.She's voice was very calm, as if he were talking about something that had nothing to do with him. But for Mo.She now, it really had nothing to do with him. I won't talk about you deceiving me after I lost my memory, and I won't mention that I was injured because of you. Just about this matter, Yinran, ask yourself, I didn't do anything to wrong you. Not just because of that fake life-saving grace. If you had a heart, you would know that I was sincere toward you back then. I always thought, the Su family isn't short of money, and your aunt and uncle spoiled you. I don't think you couldn't afford anything Mo.She sent you. Pausing, Mo.She looked into Su Yinran's eyes, saying each word clearly. The scales in your heart tilted not because of feelings, but because you felt that I was no longer worthy of you, the Su family's young miss. Mo Jinping sending you things is just his usual trick for pursuing girls, but in your eyes, it showed his value as the future heir of the Mo family. You know my situation very well. You know better than anyone how the Mo family treats me, but you still chose to maintain an ambiguous relationship with Mo Jinping, who was targeting me. I believe you may not really like him that much, but for me, the result is no different. Yanran, you remember you said Su Yanran would never betray Mo Xian. But do you remember what you said when I first told you I was being treated differently in the Mo family? You said, I don't need to care about them in the future. Having you is enough. Su Yanran lowered her head, tears dripping onto her hospital gown. Yanran, you know many things in your heart better than I do. And do you think that as long as you didn't cross that final line, it doesn't count as betrayal? You held hands with him, hugged, and even kissed, right? Mo Xian's tone was still calm, but the calmer and more indifferent he was, the more jarring it sounded to Su Yanran. How do you know? Mo Xian glanced at her helplessly. She could actually ask such a question at this time. He tapped his temple with his left index finger. Seeing the black ring on his finger, Su Yanran subconsciously looked away. Luo Xia and Luo Myuki both wore the same ring. Seeing it only made Su Yanran feel that she had lost completely, or that she had never really won. Think with your brain. Mo Jinping's purpose in pursuing you was just to hit me. Mo Xian slowly lowered his hand. So, would he let go of these opportunities? Also, do you really not know he's doing these little tricks? On the contrary, you know very well, but you don't care. Yanran, do you know why I was able to break up so decisively? I said it before, you pushed me step by step to let go, to remove the person I liked in my youth from my heart. This process was very painful, but I still did it. My grandmother once commented on Mo's old man, watching a rose bloom and rot, but being powerless to do anything about it. I can understand it very well because the first love I cherished decayed, deteriorated, and finally rotted like this bit by bit. You knew that besides Grandma, you were the only person I could trust at the time, but in the end, you still chose to stand with the person who hurt me. Even when I broke ties with them and left home alone, no matter what your intentions were, what you did in the end was no different from kicking me when I was down. So, do you still think it's important whether you cross that line with him? Moreover, from the beginning, our relationship was mixed with deception in your injury to me that one time. Su Yanran's hair covered her face, and all that could be seen was her body trembling and suppressed sobbing. Mo Xian just watched quietly, without any movement or another word. I remember in the past, if I cried, you would definitely comfort me. Su Yanran choked out. Do you really love him that much? Yeah. Without another word, just a firm, yeah. Su Yanran felt as if she had been pierced by 1,000 arrows. It was clearly she who would rather deceive to be with Mo Xian. It was clearly she who confessed to Mo Xian. But in the end, she was also the one who betrayed and abandoned Mo Xian. Su Yanran slowly raised her head and suddenly smiled gently. Mo Xian, you're still so naive. But haven't you ever thought that they wouldn't deceive you? Do you know why Mo Jinping suddenly attacked me? You should also know that the evidence was given to me by them. Then, don't you think Mo Jinping was also deliberately instigated by them? Mo Xian frowned slightly, not answering her. Seeing Mo Xian looking somewhat puzzled, Su Yanran continued. I know you don't believe me and trust them more. I won't say anything else, just about this matter. How is it such a coincidence that I reported Mo Jinping and he attacked me? Also, don't tell me you don't know how ruthless Luo Xia, this vice president of Luos, is. Mo Xian, you're not surrounded by innocent little white rabbits. They're two poisonous snakes. How do you think the Luo family got to where they are today? Do you think their hands are clean? Mo Xian was still silent, his eyes fixed on Su Yanran. I don't think they're innocent little white rabbits. Mo Xian said slowly. I just want to ask you one thing. Have they ever hurt me? The words that Su Yanran was about to say all got stuck in her throat. Yes, had they ever hurt Mo Xian? Even if she didn't know the details, the way those two girls, Luo Xia and Luo Myuki, looked at Mo Xian was telling her that they loved Mo Xian more than she imagined. Before Mo Xian came to the hospital, he had heard Su's mother mention on the phone that Mo Jinping had stabbed Su Yanran, and he already had suspicions in his heart. It was too obvious. Only they knew about Su Yanran reporting Mo Jinping. It wasn't him or Su Yanran, so that only left Luo Xia and Luo Myuki. But Luo Xia was right beside him and directly admitted it. Xiao Xian, I didn't think about hiding it from you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let you go see Su Yanran. Luo Xia told Mo Xian frankly. I hate her. I wish she were dead. I can ignore her deceiving you, but I care that she made you get hurt. I care that she made you forget us. Mo Xian stared blankly at Luo Xia, and, after a long time he sighed and said, Xia, do you know this is against the law? I know, Xiao Xian, I sit in this position at Luo's. I've done many things. Luo Xia looked up at Mo Xian. Even one decision I make can bankrupt the company, even cause people to take on heavy debts and commit suicide. Xiao Xian, I've never thought about hurting you, not even once. Even if I had to choose, I'd rather the person I hurt be myself than I hurt you. Coming back to his senses, Mo Xian sighed, slowly stood up, and said, I understand. Thank you for your reminder. Su Yanran just looked at him like that, completely unable to believe that Mo Xian had no reaction at all. So you accept it? Su Yanran suddenly broke down. Yes, I deserve it. I accept their revenge, but you just accept it like that. You can accept them, but you're not willing to accept me again? Mo Xian stopped at the door, then turned back to look at her, and said, I asked this question just now, have they hurt me? Luo Xia and Luo Myuki are crazy. Mo Xian, are you really going to be with those two people? Su Yanran cried as she tried to get out of bed, but she pulled on her wound, and the intense pain almost made her fall. Yanran, I have nothing, only them. Mo Xian said faintly. So, I will accept the good and the bad. Also, the cruel things you did in the past, dare you tell him? People should not easily trust others. This was Mo Xian's biggest feeling. Rest well, Yanran, and goodbye. Mo Xian turned around, opened the door, and walked out. Hearing Su Yanran's painful crying, Mo Xian hesitated briefly, then left without looking back. Goodbye, first love. Stepping out of the hospital, Mo Xian was met by Luo Xia. Although she was alone, her beauty was undeniable. Holding a thermos, she simply stood there and drew the attention of passers-by. Xia, what are you doing here? Mo Xian was surprised and quickly walked up to her. I thought you'd be at the company. Luo Xia didn't answer, but handed him the thermos, then wrapped her arms around Mo Xian's waist. Xia. Mo Xian held the thermos in his right hand, feeling a little lost. Luo Xia looked up at him, her eyes full of resentment. Thinking about him going to see Su Yanran, Luo Xia was still very unhappy, extremely unhappy. It's nothing, I'm hungry, let's go eat. Luo Xia slowly released him. Also, remember to drink the tea I brought you. Mo Xian was puzzled. He opened the thermos, and the familiar smell of Chinese medicine almost knocked him out. This was tea? This was clearly medicine, the tonic he had to drink every morning. Tea, do I have to drink it now? He finally had a reason to run away today, but he didn't expect Luo Xia to chase after him and bring the medicine with her. Luo Xia looked at him, then smiled and said, It's not good cold. Xiao Xian, drink it quickly. Mo Xian couldn't help but shudder. He felt that Luo Xia's mood didn't seem to be particularly good right now. Oh well, he'd drink it. The days ahead were long. Mo Xian endured his discomfort and drank the medicine in one gulp. The taste was enough to kill him, no matter how many times he drank it. Luo Xia looked at Mo Xian's twisted, painful expression side, took out a lollipop, unwrapped it, and stuck it in his mouth. How are you still like this when you drink medicine at your age? Luo Xia shook her head helplessly, suddenly remembering when Mo Xian had a cold once. Uncle Zheng had specially gotten medicine for him, but he was afraid of the bitterness and refused to take it. Luo Xia had to coax him with a lychee-flavored lollipop. Afraid of bitterness, Mo Xian awkwardly sucked on the lollipop. How did you know I liked this flavor? Before, when I was sick and my mouth was bitter, you gave me this flavor of lollipop. Luo Xia lovingly reached out and touched Mo Xian's face. I remember everything about you, silly. Mo Xian was stunned. Luo Xia wrapped her arms around Mo Xian's neck, her pupils reflecting only his image. I'm jealous, Xiao Xian. Mo Xian was a little confused by her sudden words. He couldn't understand the emotions that Luo Xia was suppressing in her eyes. I'll let you come, but that doesn't stop me from being jealous. Luo Xia suddenly stood on tiptoe and kissed Mo Xian's cheek. Comfort me. Mo Xian smiled wryly, reached out and hugged Luo Xia, then whispered, I wouldn't have come if I had known. I'm sorry. If you don't have to go to the company, how about the two of us go out and play? Anywhere is fine. No hotels. No way. He had just been tricked by Luo Myuki yesterday. Would he let her trick him again today? What are you thinking? I'm not going to a hotel. Luo Xia scoffed. I didn't drive here. The driver brought me. I'll drive later. Give me your keys. Mo Xian was confused, but he still handed the car keys to Luo Xia. The sky was a bit gloomy. Although it wasn't snowing anymore, there was still a lot of snow on the ground. But Luo Xia seemed to be in a very good mood. taking Mo.She's hand and quickly walking towards a parking lot. Neither of them noticed that a Rolls-Royce Phantom slowly stopped, and a person slowly got out of the car, looking thoughtfully at their backs. How is Luo.She with him? Shouldn't it be Luo Myuki? If Mo.She turned around, he would definitely recognize who this person was. Chung Wenxin's younger sister, Chung Yuno, whose husband was seduced by his third sister. She had heard about Chung Wenxin being beaten and that the person who hit her was Luo Myuki, but today she came to the hospital and saw Mo.She and Luo.She together. Interesting, does he have the ability to seduce both of his sisters at once? Chung Yuno looked at their backs with a meaningful look. When she first saw Mo.She, she couldn't deny that Mo.She's handsome face did attract her. She had indeed thought about getting to know Mo.She to poach him to the Chung family on one hand, and because of that face on the other. But when she found out that her brother had been hit in the head with a wine bottle by Luo Myuki because of Mo.She and threatened by her, Chung Yuno had more thoughts. Chung Yuno was very famous in the upper circles of Kyoto. She was capable, and the Chung family valued her very much. She originally had a halo around her, but every time she was mentioned, someone would always say, it would be great if it weren't for the Luo sisters. Yes, if it weren't for Luo.She and Luo Myuki, Chung Yuno would probably be the most dazzling of the Kyoto heiresses, but with these two sisters, she could only be reduced to a foil. From childhood to adulthood, except for the 2 years the sisters hid, Chung Yuno was always overshadowed by them. Regardless of appearance, talent, or family background, Chung Yuno always had these two sisters above her. Even later, when she entered her own company, Chung Yuno faced Luo.She head-on in several projects, and each time the result was a crushing defeat. Gradually, Chung Yuno developed a sense of resentment towards these two sisters. She was so determined to win against the sisters, but Luo.She and Luo Myuki never even glanced at her. She wasn't that stupid, she wouldn't expose what she found out today. If Su Yanran could think of it, there was no reason why she couldn't. I definitely can't win by fighting them head-on, but Chung Yuno smiled. What if I could ruin the relationship between you? You were the ones who stopped him from going to Romxing in the first place. Also, the cruel things you did in the past, dare you tell him? People should not easily trust others. This was Mo.She's biggest feeling. Luo.She didn't take him to a hotel, but to a high-end bed and breakfast near a scenic spot. Shia, so what are we doing here? Oh, of course we're here to eat. Luo.She looked like it was a matter of course. This place provides fresh ingredients. The vegetables and meat are good. We can cook here. Can't we cook at home? Yes, but I like it here. Luo.She looked at Mo.She, her eyes looking wronged, like she was acting spoiled and coquettish. You said you would comfort me. Did you forget? Mo.She felt like his heart had been hit. Luo.She rarely showed such an expression. Who could resist this? Okay, I understand. Mo.She forcibly suppressed his restless heart. What do you want to eat? I'll make it for you. Let's go inside and talk. I'll think about it. Luo.She intimately took his arm and went to their room. Just as they closed the door, Luo.She suddenly pinned Mo.She against the wall, her eyes showing the madness and possessiveness that made Mo.She feel alarmed whenever she was moved. I've thought about it. I'll eat you. No, if I eat you, I won't be angry. Mo.She rubbed his lower back, sighed, and picked up a kitchen knife to chop vegetables. He was starting to think he needed to add a lock to his room when he slept. Being tricked by these sisters one after the other was getting a little too much to handle. Luo.She was asleep in bed. The alluring blush on her face still hadn't faded, and she was sleeping with a hint of a smile. Mo.She had already showered and dressed, and even though he wasn't willing, he still had to cook her a meal. What else could he do? He had to spoil her. They actually had fresh ingredients here. All the vegetables and meat were from that day. Kitchen utensils and seasonings were all available, and even the tableware was disposable. The sky outside the window was still gloomy. Thinking back to how he got children in a daze, Mo.She even felt like it was all a dream. The sound of the water boiling in the pot interrupted his thoughts. He was just about to put the chopped vegetables into the pot when the softness behind him made him couldn't help but turn his head. Luo.She seemed to have just woken up, grabbed a bathrobe, and tied it haphazardly, not caring at all that a large expanse of her snow-white chest was exposed. Careful, you'll get cold. Mo.She turned around and carefully adjusted her bathrobe. Why did you get up so quickly? I can't sleep soundly without you. Luo.She hugged Mo.She, burying her head in his chest. Aren't you tired? I'm used to it. Mo.She said with a wry smile, pointing to the pot on the side and saying, Wait for me. I'll make you some soup. Luo.She reached out and turned off the stove, hugging him tightly. Only then did Mo.She see that she had actually run over barefoot. Although there was underfloor heating and the air conditioning was on, and it was warm inside, it was still winter after all. Xian was a little helpless, gently bending down to pick up Luo-Xi in his arms. Why did you run over here without shoes? Xian's tone carried a hint of blame. Shall I take you back to sleep for a while? Luo-Xi rested her head on Xian's shoulder and reached out to stroke his face, as if tracing the outline of his face. Over the past period, Luo-Xi and Luo-Mjuki had gradually tied Xian completely to their side. In fact, Xian felt it was unreal, but didn't Luo-Xi feel the same way? However, Luo-Xi also had some of her own thoughts, such as her agreement today for Xian to meet Su Yanran. If possible, she wished Jinping would stab Su Yanran to death. She even had the next plan ready after learning that Su Yanran hadn't died. But she let Xian meet Su Yanran. In fact, she wanted to confirm Xian's attitude again. She even hoped that Xian would be the one to stab Su Yanran in the heart one last time. As for why she knew, the phone Xian used was given to him by her, and it was a custom-made phone. It not only had location tracking, but also eavesdropping. Considering that Xian was a computer science student, these were all built into the phone and couldn't be scanned even when connected to a computer unless the phone was completely disassembled and inspected. As for the result, she was very satisfied, but when she thought of Xian meeting Su Yanran alone, she still felt unhappy. What's wrong, Xia? Seeing Luo-Xi staring at him blankly, Xian asked softly. Luo-Xi shook her head, then reached out and wrapped her arms around Xian's neck, saying in a gentle tone, Xiao Xian, let's leave after the new year. I've already started handing over my work. So soon? Xian was a little surprised. I thought we would wait until Weier and Schwer were a little older. Luo-Xi didn't answer. In fact, the deeper her unhealthy love was, the more afraid she was that Xian would leave. Settling abroad was not only to avoid the restrictions of Kyoto, but also because when the environment completely changed, Xian's dependence on them would be deeper. In a foreign country, only the sisters and their daughters would be there, and the probability of Xian leaving would become smaller. The first reason she hadn't left was to firmly control Xian, and the second was because she really had a lot of work to hand over and some work she needed to handle and finish. Xian carried her to the sofa, and he even ran to get her disposable slippers. Luo-Xi just quietly looked at Xian like an obedient child. Don't run around barefoot next time, no matter how anxious you are. Xian rubbed her hair. I'll go continue cooking. What do you want to eat? Can I join you? Luo-Xi put on her slippers and stood up. She was too anxious just now, and only now did she realize that her legs were sore and weak, and she almost couldn't stand up when she stood up. Xiao Xian, my legs are sore. Luo-Xi looked at him with a pitiful expression. Can you massage them for me? My back is sore. Who will massage it for me? Xian shook his head, sat on the sofa, put Luo-Xi's legs on his own, and whether intentionally or unintentionally, her bathrobe was seemingly casually lifted to the side, and a pair of long, white legs were swaying in front of Xian. A pure heart remains calm, even when the sky falls. Xian's mind kept replaying these two sentences. Luo-Xi and Luo-Mjuki's bodies seemed to have a fatal attraction to him. Earlier in the kitchen, now on the sofa, just seeing a little made Xian feel like he couldn't control himself. It was strange. When Su Yanran and him were still in a good relationship, he had seen her wear skirts and shorts or other revealing outfits in the summer. But Xian would be embarrassed, but he didn't have this feeling. In terms of figure, Su Yanran's proportions were not as perfect as theirs, but she wasn't bad either. It would be nonsense to say that Xian didn't have any thoughts in the past, but he could control himself. When he was with the sisters, his self-control was almost lost. He clearly should be very tired, but just such seemingly unintentional teasing made Xian inexplicably aroused. Sometimes he even suspected that Luo-Xi and Luo-Mjuki might be succubi wearing human skin. How else could he be so addicted now? His heart was filled with them, and even his body seemed to belong only to them. However, if he continued to fool around, he was afraid he would really go see his grandma. After narrowly escaping, massaging Luo-Xi's legs, Xian stood up, took a blanket from the bedroom, and put it on her, saying, You should rest well. I'll go cook, okay? Okay. Luo-Xi's voice seemed a little disappointed. By the way, after we eat, let's rest for a while and go out for a walk. This is a scenic spot. It's rare that it's just the two of us. Mjuki is at home. You don't have to worry. At this moment, Luo-Mjuki, who was painting, suddenly felt inexplicably irritable, feeling that something was wrong, but she couldn't figure out what it was. Okay, anything you say. Mo-Shin smiled dotingly. Then I'll go cook. For a moment, although Luo Xia felt sorry for Luo Miyuki, she still had a thought. If it was just her and Mo-Shin hiding in such a place all the time, it might not be bad. At the same time, in the ICU ward of the hospital, Mo Ying looked at her father through the glass with a tired face. Qin and I used her own money to fill the gap, and she couldn't stay in the hospital anymore, so she rushed back to the company in a hurry. She returned to the Mo Corporation, but the problems left by Mo Qingqing were even bigger, and even her eldest sister was gradually eroding the Mo Corporation. Her ability was not as good as Mo Qingqing, and coupled with a series of blows, she didn't want to continue anymore. Second sister, have you thought about it? Mo Tingting stood behind her, holding a suitcase in her hand. Mo Ying nodded and said helplessly, I don't have the ability, and I don't want to manage it anymore. Let Mom handle what she did. But if you leave, won't the family be completely finished? Mo Tingting couldn't help crying. Second sister, try to talk to elder sister again. Forget it. What's the point of talking? Mo Ying took the suitcase. I've sold everything under my name, plus my savings. As for the shares of Mo's, I've also sold them. Here's 5 million for you. Mo Ying put a card in her hand, walked past her with her suitcase, paused, and turned her head and said, Ting Ting, you should also make plans early. Take this opportunity to get out while you can. Second sister, are you really not going to care about Mom and Dad? Care? How can I care? Hearing Mo Tingting's words, Mo Ying only felt ridiculous. One harmed his own son for the sake of an illegitimate child, and also forced his younger son away. One kept the illegitimate child by his side, giving him the opportunity to add gold and steal the company's working capital. I've done my best, and I should consider myself. After speaking, ignoring Mo Tingting's call, Mo Ying left without looking back. Selfish parents will only cultivate selfish children, starting with Mr. Mo and extending to other members of the Mo family. One wrong step ultimately led to today's bitter fruit. And from beginning to end, Mo Xin just gave it a push, or rather, tore off the family's fig leaf, that's all. After having dinner with Lottie and then taking an afternoon nap, the good news was that she was also running low on energy, so he could finally get a good night's sleep. It seemed like every time he slept in the same bed with them, he ended up exhausted. It was rare to have moments like this where he could hold Lottie properly. As if sensing his thoughts, Lottie gently leaned in and kissed him on the lips, her eyes still closed. Even with her eyes closed, she could clearly feel him. Are you awake? Lottie asked, her eyes still closed, a lazy smile on her face. It suddenly feels like we're newlyweds. Mo Xin chuckled wryly. It was likely the three of them would never be able to be a legal couple in this lifetime. Lottie didn't hear his answer. She slowly opened her eyes, looked at him, and gently pinched his nose. Even without that piece of paper, Miyuki and I are still your wives. You can't get rid of us. Mo Xin was taken aback by her directness, and then suddenly hugged her and said with a smile, I won't. I won't ever get rid of you. Silly, I'll be with you in the next life too. Good times are always fleeting. Like the sound of knocking on the door, and her phone ringing like crazy. Along with it came a message. Open the door, sis. I brought the kids to find their dad. Lottie, so it's true that it doesn't matter if the move is new, as long as it works? You can come, but you had to bring the kids too. This wasn't really Momo's fault. She was going to come by herself, but Uncle Zheng suddenly called and told her that Violet and Scarlet weren't feeling well, and he couldn't reach Mo, Xian, and Lottie. Momo had no choice but to go home to check on the kids. When she got home, the two little dumplings jumped out of bed and hugged her legs, saying only one thing, Mommy, Annie, take us to find Daddy. She didn't want to bring them, but the two girls cried so loudly that it shook the heavens and the earth. After thinking about it, she had no choice but to bring the kids along to find the two of them hiding and enjoying themselves. As for how she knew, it was because she could also monitor the location on Mo Xian's phone. Lottie, did you tell Momo? Mo Xian asked, turning around as he hurriedly put on his coat. Lottie, of course, knew how Momo found out, but she couldn't say. Momo was also confident that her sister would cover for her, so she brought her daughters and came straight over. Yeah, I sent Momo a message. Lottie replied with a forced smile, but her eyes were cold. Hurry up and go. I'm going to take a shower before I go out. Mo Xian nodded and quickly went to open the door. As soon as the door opened, the two little dumplings clung to his legs like two koalas. Daddy, whenever he saw his two adorable treasures, Mo Xian felt warmth in his heart. Momo stood outside the door, looking at Mo Xian with a faint smile, her scrutinizing gaze making him feel a little uneasy. "Brother, I'll settle the score with you next time," Momo whispered in Xian's ear, a charming murmur that made him tremble. Although Momo was dissatisfied, she understood her sister's actions very well. After all, she had done similar things herself. Sometimes she even thought that if they weren't sisters, or if they didn't have such a sick love for Xian, they might be fighting to the death. After a while, Lottie came out of the bedroom, dressed, and her hair still a little damp. When she saw Momo, she glared at her fiercely. Momo smiled, completely unconcerned. "Now that you're here, just stay. The room is big enough." Lottie reluctantly conceded. "It's one thing for you to come alone, but why did you bring the kids?" "I didn't want to, but these two little brats have learned to be bad and tricked me into going back home by pretending to be sick," Momo said with a wry smile, thinking about how she had been tricked by 2 3-year-olds. You know, if brother isn't home, they start crying. Thinking about how Violet and Scarlet cried, Lottie also felt helpless. "I don't know who they take after." Momo looked at the 2 little dumplings clinging to Xian. "They cry and make a fuss if they don't see their dad. We weren't like this before, were we?" Lottie rolled her eyes at her. "Who do they take after? Who do you think?" "They're our daughters." "Daddy, let's go play." Although the weather was a bit gloomy, this was Kyoto. Not only was it close to the scenic spots, but there was also a shopping mall nearby with an indoor children's playground. Violet and Scarlet had seen the cartoon pictures used for promotion outside the mall when they came. Although the 2 children couldn't read very well, they always went to the children's playground with their dad, so they guessed what it was. But they knew that Momo wouldn't agree to take them, so they waited to see Xian. If Xian knew what they were thinking, he would probably complain that their little tricks were exactly like their mother's. "Then I'll take them out to play." Xian picked up his 2 daughters. "Lottie, you and Momo, you take them. Momo and I will prepare dinner for you." Lottie agreed directly, not waiting for Momo to object. Momo was about to retort, but Lottie kept winking at her, so she had no choice but to nod in agreement. After Xian left with the girls, Momo couldn't help but ask, "Sis, why were you winking at me? Is something wrong?" "Oh, I'm tired. I don't have the energy to go, but I don't want you to go either." Listening to Lottie's matter-of-fact explanation, Momo suddenly thought that she might as well fight her to the death. Xian took the 2 children into the mall. He didn't expect that the 2 little dumplings would see someone eating donuts, and they tugged on Xian's clothes and said in their sweet voices, "Daddy, we want to eat that." "Okay, then Daddy will take you to buy some, okay?" Xian held the 2 children and said softly, "But you can only eat one, and you can't tell Mommy and Annie when we get back, okay?" He found a place to buy desserts with the kids. Xian put the 2 little dumplings on the ground, bought the donuts, and gave them to them. The 2 little girls held the donuts with their chubby little hands and sat happily with their dad on the chairs in the dessert shop, eating. "Xiaoming, look, isn't that Xian?" Xian didn't expect, and Shangwanming probably didn't expect it even more, that they would run into each other here. It was rare for Shangwanming to have a day off today, and the 2 of them had agreed to come here to shop. Xian didn't see her and Huangya, but Huangya inadvertently saw him. Shangwanming looked in shock at the 2 little girls. Their eyebrows and eyes were exactly the same as Xian's. Xian has daughters? And more than one daughter? Xiaoming. Maybe they're his relatives' children? Huangya comforted her softly. "That's right. Doesn't he have 3 older sisters? He has a terrible relationship with his family. How could he help his sister take care of the children?" Shangwanming's voice choked slightly. "I missed him again. Here you go again. You're always like this, you don't even ask." Huangya was furious when she saw her like this. "You're so timid, you didn't cherish so many opportunities back then, and now you still don't ask for clarification?" Shangwanming shook her head with a wry smile. She actually wanted to know the result, but she didn't want to know. She hoped that the children weren't Xian's, so she would still have a chance, but she was afraid that the children were Xian's, and she would be even more sad. She wasn't like Lottie and Momo with their sick love, nor was she like Su Yanran with her unwillingness and regret. Shangwanming's feelings for Xian were actually just a simple crush, stemming from a dream in her teenage years. The first time Shangwanming saw Xian was at the opening ceremony of high school. When Shangwanming first noticed him, many other girls had already taken notice. Not only students from the same year, but even older students from the 2nd and 3rd year of high school would sneak a peek at him. However, at that time, Xian was always with Su Yanran, and everyone could see that Xian felt differently about Su Yanran. At that time, to Shangwanming, Xian was just a handsome boy. She didn't understand him, nor would she develop any feelings for him based solely on his looks. It wasn't until they were assigned to the same class, after the class division, that things changed. In the first grade level test, P4.She ranked first, and she ranked second. The teacher had intended for them to be desk mates, but Su-Yen refused. From then on, she became the person closest to P4.She and Su-Yen. And it was then that she slowly discovered that P4.She's personality was somewhat detached and that he wasn't very enthusiastic about socializing. He was just a classmate to the other students in the class. He would patiently answer classmates' questions and occasionally discuss NBA games, anime, or video games with other students. But Shangwan still felt a faint sense of distance between him and others. What truly made Shangwan fall in love with him was actually an accident. Some petty thugs would sneak into their school to extort lone boys and flirt with female students on campus. Coincidentally, her parents had something to do that day, and she was taking a taxi home by herself. Petite and somewhat unfashionable at the time, Shangwan was naturally targeted by the thugs. P4.She happened to pass by and saved her. After knocking down the 3 thugs, P4.She, not wanting to take any chances, personally put her in a taxi. From that moment on, he entered Shangwan heart. She felt that P4.She was different from others. Even after she gradually became familiar with P4.She after that incident, he never said much, nor did he make any ambiguous moves or flirtatious gestures. Sometimes Shangwan was jealous of Su-Yen, a girl who almost made a guy like P4.She an opposite-sex insulator. Gradually, she began to secretly observe P4.She. Many things that Su-Yen, his girlfriend, couldn't see, she could. She thought Su-Yen and P4.She would end up together, because at the time, she thought there was no possibility of a third person intervening. So, after graduating from high school, Shangwan chose to go abroad to study psychology. Huang Yu once joked with her, "Are you actively withdrawing?" But she just smiled. Nothing had even started, so there was nothing to withdraw from. Few people knew why Shangwan, who came from a decent family and was pretty, was so insecure. In reality, it stemmed from her parents. Her family was a family of scholars, and her parents were highly educated intellectuals who put a lot of pressure on her education. Even when she was a child, her parents used negative reinforcement methods to help her succeed, but unexpectedly, it made her personality insecure. Because of the inferiority complex originating from her childhood, Shangwan became timid and hesitant when faced with her own feelings, especially since P4.She was so outstanding and had a bright and outgoing Su-Yen by his side. This directly led to her missing opportunities again and again, even though she had them. The reason she went abroad to study psychology was largely because she wanted to save herself. However, those who treat others cannot treat themselves. She had learned so much knowledge, and there was more than 1 or 2 boys pursuing her. But she still felt a sense of inferiority, so even today, P4.She still doesn't know that she likes him. Watching P4.She with the 2 little ones, Shangwan smiled sadly at Huang Yu and said, "Let's not bother him, shall we? After all, meeting would only make both of us awkward. Let's still ask. Xiao, you've secretly liked him for so many years." Huang Yu knew that Shangwan had been secretly waiting for P4.She, but her actions were so frustrating, even infuriating. If she had stayed in the country back then, she would have had a chance after P4.She and Su-Yen broke up. Knowing Shangwan she didn't believe they wouldn't have had a good outcome. Even when P4.She broke up, Huang Yu specifically told her, and specially told her to hurry back home for a visit, but this disappointing best friend of hers still didn't take that final step. Of course, in some ways, even if she had stayed in the country, the outcome might not have changed, but Shangwan and Huang Yu didn't know that. "One last time, go and say hello with me. If it's not him, then keep waiting if you want. If it is him, then give up and start a new life." Huang Yu really didn't want to see her trapped in one place for a childhood crush. Shangwan sighed and finally nodded. Huang Yu pulled her over, but a beautiful figure walked past them and went straight into the dessert shop. Luo Miyuki? Huang Yu recognized Luo Miyuki. She was also an art student and studied painting. Luo Miyuki had a big name in this circle. Once, she and her university teacher accidentally attended an art exhibition, and she had seen Luo Miyuki once. The little princess of the Luo family consortium, a genius painter, and a top student in the Department of Finance, with various halos on her head. She just couldn't understand why such a person would appear here, and alone. Shangwan didn't know Luo Miyuki, but she was also a little surprised, simply because she was too beautiful. In the past, she thought Su-Yen was very beautiful, but compared with Luo Miyuki, Su-Yen's light paled in comparison. In their surprised gazes, Luo Miyuki walked to P4.She and the 2 little ones and suddenly hugged him. Unable to hear what they were saying, but watching Xian's helpless expression, yet full of love as he touched Luo Miyuki's face, Shengwan Ming didn't feel heartache at that moment, but felt a lot of relief. Let's go, Xiaoya. I remember there's a pretty good shop nearby. Shangwan Ming wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and showed a relaxed smile. Stop looking. He's doing very well. That's enough. Huang couldn't say a word this time. Luo Wire and Luo Shuer not only looked like Xian, but also looked like Luo Miyuki. After all, Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki were very similar in appearance. So usually when people saw them with the children, they would only think that the two little ones were born from the same mother. This time, her best friend had completely lost her chance. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't possibly compete with Luo Miyuki, a favored daughter of heaven. Women understand women best. Shengwan Ming and Huang, you could both see the way Luo Miyuki looked at Xian, the kind of love that only had the person in front of her and couldn't be hidden no matter what. However, Shengwan Ming didn't know if it was just her imagination, but she always felt that there seemed to be a strange feeling in Luo Miyuki's eyes for a moment. It felt like in that instant a hint of morbidity flashed in Luo Miyuki's eyes. Leaving them all, Huangya looked at Shengwan Ming, who looked as usual, hesitated for a moment, and still opened her mouth and asked, Xiao Ming, if you're feeling uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable, on the contrary. I feel quite relieved. Shengwan Ming shook her head. This relationship was unilateral in the first place. He never knew. Shengwan Ming suddenly smiled at Huangya. The fact that I like him has never had anything to do with him. Now he's doing well. I just feel happy when I see it. He has experienced a lot in the past, and now he has someone who loves him, and he also has children, and that's enough. Huangya looked at Shangwan Ming, who was smiling in front of her, moved her lips, then sighed, and then hugged her petite best friend and said, It's best if you can think so. I'll treat you today, okay? Then hurry up and book a place. I have to eat more today and eat you poor. Seeing that Shangwan Ming was still in the mood to joke, Huangya also felt that she had really let go. Anyway, why torture yourself so much for a crush that has never been spoken out? But as she lowered her head and busied herself using her phone to find the phone number of that restaurant, Shangwan Ming took out a coupon from her bag. It was something she had spent a lot of effort to grab in order to make a dinner appointment with Xian, and she originally wanted to use that opportunity to tell Xian that she liked him. Walking to the trash can, Shangwan Ming wanted to throw the coupon in, but in the end, she still didn't do it, but carefully put the coupon back in her bag. Xian didn't know that his high school classmate was here just now. He asked Luo Miyuki helplessly, Why did you run out? And how did you know we were here? I told my sister I was taking a call, and then I ran out while she was busy in the kitchen. Luo Miyuki blinked mischievously. Also, have you forgotten, honey? The girls have trackers on them. We specially put them on them in case they got kidnapped. Xian then remembered that the cartoon necklaces his two daughters wore were custom-made tracking devices and also had an alarm function. But is that how you're supposed to use them? Of course, he didn't know he was being tracked too. Luo Miyuki was about to say something when Luo Shia's phone call came, as if wanting to kill someone. Get back here in 5 minutes, or I'll come and drag you back. Luo Miyuki pouted. Why was her sister like this? Besides, she was with the kids. They couldn't do anything. Where was the trust between people? Forget it, Miyuki, you should go back first, Xian said with a smile. I'll take the kids to play for a while, and then head back. Luo Miyuki had no choice but to give in. She kissed Xian's cheek and pinched the two little ones' chubby faces, completely ignoring their resentful little eyes. Do you think I don't know what you're thinking? You don't want me to kiss your daddy, do you? Luo Miyuki deliberately kissed Xian again, angering the two little ones, who waved their tiny fists at her from afar. Xian found it a little amusing. Why did it feel like she was deliberately provoking the children, even though she was so old? He played with the children in the children's playground for a while, until Luo Shia's phone call came. Only then did Xian carry his two daughters back to the guest house. As soon as he entered, the aroma of food wafted over. Hearing the door open, Luo Xia poked her head out of the kitchen, wearing an apron. Seeing Xian, she smiled gently. You're back? Quickly wash your hands with the kids, and get ready to eat. Luo Miyuki walked out with a large bowl of soup, placed on the dining table, and then turned back to run to Xian, a happy smile on her face. Brother, I made several dishes today. You Weier and Shuer, hurry up. Xian was momentarily in a daze, then suddenly smiled. He hugged his two daughters and said, Okay, I got it. I'll go now. It seemed like he had everything he wanted, and more. After returning from the guest house, Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki continued to work. Mo.She also wanted to seize the time to complete the project, and he hoped to finish his studies as soon as possible. Since Luo.She and Luo.Myuki had suggested leaving, he would naturally follow them. He didn't pay much attention to the Mo family's affairs. Mo Jinping was still on the run, and now he was probably like a rat in the gutter, no one knowing which corner he was hiding in, either living in fear or rotting away. Mo Changshan had not yet woken up, and Qin and I was now overwhelmed. Mo Ying had gone abroad and disappeared, and Mo Qingqing, as the eldest daughter, seemed to be completely selling off and liquidating the entire Mo corporation. But these things had nothing to do with Mo.She, except for a phone call he received from Grandma Su. After Mo.She left, Su Yinran's mental state had become very poor, and she wasn't doing particularly well because of her injuries. Grandma Su told Mo.She that Su's mother was already planning to take Su Yinran abroad. She originally wanted to see you one more time, but I stopped her, Grandma Su sighed. Mo.She, in the end, our Su family has let you down. Grandma Su, this has nothing to do with you. Mo.She gently comforted the old woman. Her own heart changed. It's not something you could control. If I had known this would happen, I would never have let you and Yinran get engaged. I'm so sorry to my old friend. Thinking of Mo.She's grandmother, Grandma Su couldn't help but cry. The two old friends had a lifetime of friendship, but she never expected that her granddaughter would slap her in the face in the end. Grandma Su, don't say that. We can't predict the future, Mo.She sighed. Your health isn't good either, so please rest well and take care of yourself. After comforting the old woman for a few words, Mo.She returned to the group to continue working. According to a senior in the group, the Chung family had been frequently coming to Kyoto University recently. They had not only set their sights on graduate students, but had also begun to contact undergraduates in related majors, covering a wide range, and even reaching out to some sophomores. Mo.She didn't pay attention to these things. Some juniors and sisters had come to him, asking for advice on career choices, and he had only truthfully stated his understanding of Rongxing and the Chung Corporation. He had no right to interfere with how these young, talented students chose, but he always felt that if he had to choose between the two companies, he would choose Rongxing every time. Speaking of which, you're also working at Rongxing, right, Junior? The seniors seemed to have thought of something. I heard that the Chung Corporation has recently started poaching from Rongxing, offering very high salaries. Mo.She shook his head and said faintly, I don't know. I feel very comfortable with my current job. Being at home every day, either with his two precious daughters or with the two mothers of the children, he was definitely comfortable. The senior chatted with him briefly and then returned to his position to work. Mo.She had just lowered his head when the tutor walked in, looking a bit unhappy. Mo.She, come out with me for a moment. Not knowing what was going on, Mo.She had no choice but to get up and follow the tutor out. When they reached a place where no one was around, the tutor sighed and said, the Chung family has always been competing with Rongxing. You know that, right? Mo.She was stunned for a moment, then nodded. The tutor continued, the Chung family bid for our project this time, and now Miss Chung wants to meet you. Meet me? Mo.She looked at the tutor with some confusion. I'm not very familiar with her. What does she want to meet me for? I don't know. Probably wants to poach you. The tutor gave Mo.She a rather helpless look. She said you know her. More than just know her. He had blocked a slap for her and beaten her brother's bodyguard. Actually, what Mo.She regretted most was not giving her brother, Chung Wenxin, a slap that day. If he hadn't been afraid of causing trouble for Luo.She and Luo.Myuki, he would have really wanted to slap him. In his 20-odd years of life, how did he encounter so many oddballs? Since the other party specifically asked to see you, it's good for you to meet her once. If it really doesn't work out, you can say hello to the Luo family, the tutor said with a smile. The school is full of rumors about you and the Luo second miss. Although Su Yinran left you in the beginning, it could be considered a blessing in disguise. Mo.She was a little embarrassed. After all, it wasn't just Luo.Myuki. But he didn't tell the tutor directly, just laughed it off and changed the subject. Then I'll meet her. Teacher, when should I go? She's already in the conference room. Go now. Huh, she came prepared? Mo.She didn't think too much, took off his badge, and went to the conference room. After knocking on the door, he heard a crisp female voice telling him to come in, and then he pushed the door open. Chung Yinao was sitting in a chair, looking at the information in her hand. Seeing Mo.She, she slowly got up, walked over with a smile, and extended her hand. Hello, Mo, student. We finally meet again. Mo.She frowned, reached out and shook her fingertips, and then immediately let go. Seeing this, Chung Yo looked Mo.She up and down with interest, and then said meaningfully, What's the matter? Are those two princesses in your house keeping a close eye on you? What do you mean? Hearing her words, Xian's face instantly darkened. Obviously, she knew about his relationship with Luo Xia and Luo Muyuki. I don't mean anything. I'm just curious. I didn't expect you to be so capable that you could conquer the two young ladies of the Luo family at once. Cheng Yunhua deliberately paused, and seeing Xian's face getting worse and worse, she continued. How could those two be so devoted to you? Student, why don't we talk? Let's talk about how famous those two Luo family daughters, who treat you like a treasure, are in our circle. Just say what you have to say. There's no need to be so sarcastic. Xian suppressed his displeasure. I know Shirya and Mu-Chi did some bad things for the family business in the past. Just some. Cheng Yunhua couldn't help but laugh when she heard Xian's words. You really don't know anything, do you? Well, of course, they wouldn't want you to know what they did when you're around. Cheng Yunhua slowly sat back in her chair, looking at Xian with interest before asking, My brother told me that Luo Mu-Chi seems to care about you a lot. I don't know what she did that my brother, who never lets anyone take advantage of him, didn't pursue it. Xian sneered. How would I know? Maybe he's role-playing and really thinks he's a high-minded monk. Cheng Yunhua could hear the sarcasm in Xian's voice, but she wasn't angry. She continued, You should know that although the Luo family isn't interested in the entertainment industry, they have a lot of shares in domestic cinemas and popular video websites. Especially the cinemas. The Luo family controls the necks of many film and television groups, just in that one area. Especially the popular domestic social platforms. The Luo family are major shareholders. What exactly do you want to say? Xian felt a little bored, feeling like he was wasting time with Cheng Yunhua. Don't be impatient. Aren't I just getting started? Cheng Yunhua looked completely at ease. Guess how many news stories Luo Shirya and Luo Mu-Chi have suppressed? These two sisters are notorious in the upper circles of Kyoto, but they've never been exposed. Back then, there was an ignorant, wealthy family in Kyoto who competed with Luo Shirya on a project. She personally designed it, so that the head of that family jumped off a building and committed suicide. His son wanted to avenge his father, but before he could do anything, she and Luo Mu-Chi personally had people break his legs and throw him into suburbs, where wild dogs bit him to death. Luo Shirya was managing the business at Luo's since she was in university. She's best at this kind of thing. Once, a Fortune 500 foreign company entered Kyoto with a large amount of capital. In less than 3 months, all sorts of messy scandals were flying around about the entire management team, and even several executives had sudden accidents. In the end, all of the company's projects were shelved, and the Luo family intercepted them all at below-market prices. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know how many people have died by their schemes since these sisters started getting involved in the family business. Looking at Xian's pale face, Cheng Yunhua became even more delighted. Luo Mu-Chi isn't as calculating as her sister, but she's crazy and ruthless. I personally witnessed her stab a rich second generation who was pestering her in the face with a dining knife at a cocktail party. If Luo Tian hadn't stopped her, I'm afraid that person's eyes would have been. Are you done? Xian suddenly interrupted her coldly, his tone indifferent. Don't you think you like a gossip? I suddenly regret sticking my nose in that day. Why didn't your ex-fiancé slap you to death? Cheng Yunhua's expression turned a little ugly when Xian mentioned this. After all, this incident did slap her in the face. However, she quickly adjusted her expression and continued with a smile. The one who hooked up with my fiancé is your sister, right? I heard you broke off relations with your family. So you see, your sister hooked up with a man I didn't want, and you helped stop me from getting beaten, so we're even. Xian didn't bother to argue with her about these things. Instead, he looked at the watch on his wrist and said impatiently, If you just wanted to say these things, then I'll take my leave first. I don't have that much time to waste with you. Actually, you can consider me. Cheng Yunhua gave him a coquettish look. Although I admit I'm not as pretty as them. I'm not bad, right? And I'm quite rich too. If you follow me, I can even get you into the Cheng family. She wanted to continue, but seeing the look of contempt in Xian's eyes, Cheng Yunhua sighed and said, Am I really that unattractive? Xian ignored her and turned to leave. He wasn't so narcissistic as to think she had taken a liking to him, especially since her actions just now were fake as can be. Although he didn't know what she was thinking, Xian just felt that this woman was as crazy as her brother. Okay, just kidding, student Cheng Yunhua returned to her normal state. I'm looking for you, just to make it clear that I do appreciate your talent and would really like you to join the Cheng family. Also, I sincerely want to advise you that Luo Shirya and Luo Mu-Chi aren't normal people. I won't talk about what happened between the three of you. There's no need to make trouble for myself. Besides, the Luo family has plenty of ways to suppress it. I don't know how much they like you, but do you really want to be with people like that? Even their elders can't do anything about them. Luo Shiya and Luo Muqi's methods were too extreme and too ruthless in the past, just to consolidate the Luo family's position. Speaking of this, Cheng Yunhua also sighed. When she was 18 years old, Luo Shiya, who had been missing for 2 years, suddenly returned to the Luo family. Think about it carefully yourself. What I mentioned to you just now is just one of them. Cheng Yunhua continued. To be honest, it's inevitable to use some shady means in business sometimes. I can understand that. The Cheng family didn't get to where it is today cleanly either. You're quite honest. Mo. Xian suddenly mocked her, and Cheng Yunhua shrugged indifferently. That's the truth, but I'm afraid there aren't many people like those sisters. You probably don't know the things they did back then. Even we were ashamed of ourselves. Cheng Yunhua paused, looked at Mo Xian in front of her, and smiled. Are you sure you really understand them? Mo Xian didn't answer, only stared at Cheng Yunhua blankly. After a long while, he finally said, So why are you so sure that the people you saw were the real them? Cheng Yunhua didn't expect Mo Xian to ask this, and for a moment she didn't know what to say. Mo Xian looked at her, hesitant to speak, and couldn't help but smile. You know, the most deceitful thing in this world is the eyes. Many times, we can only see what we want to see. Shurya actually told me that she did a lot of things back then, and I've wondered more than once what exactly she did. However, none of that really matters to me. I only care about them, and that's all. Miss Cheng, I don't know what the meaning of you telling me this is. Someone asked me a very similar question before, and my answer was that I accept them, good or bad. The things between me and them are our own business, and I don't need you to worry about it. After Mo Xian finished speaking, he turned and walked to the door. Before leaving, he glanced at Cheng Yunhua again. Some things are actually clear to both you and me. According to your statement, since Shurya and Muqi already have a bad reputation, what is your brother looking for me for? Are there no women in the world? Even now, there's still many people who are thinking about marrying them. And I'm afraid the Luo family can still receive gifts from various suitors, right? And don't you think it's ridiculous? If I didn't have some skills and wasn't protected by the Luo family, I'm afraid your brother would have beaten me for nothing, and I wouldn't even have a place to stay in the hospital, right? How did you manage to have your own brother threaten others while telling me what Shurya and Muqi did? After Mo Xian finished speaking, he put his hand on the doorknob and was about to push the door open and leave. Behind him, Cheng Yunhua quietly said, Are you sure you don't want to see how they treat others? And Mo Xian turned his head back, and Cheng Yunhua shook her phone, smiling. Take a look for yourself. I hope you can still say what you just said after you see it. The phone played a video. Luo Shurya sat on the sofa, arms crossed, without a trace of expression on her face. Luo Muqi next to her was wearing casual clothes, took off her sneakers, bent her knees on the sofa, and was holding her phone, seemingly texting someone, with a sweet smile on her face. A man was kneeling on the ground, begging for something, but Luo Shurya didn't open her mouth once from beginning to end. After a while, several female bodyguards suddenly took out telescopic batons and beat the man violently. From beginning to end, Luo Shurya's gaze did not stay on the man, and Luo Muqi seemed not to have heard anything, still smiling and texting. Until the man was dying, Luo Shurya seemed to have the bodyguard stop beating him, walked over and kicked the man hard in the face with her 10 centimeters high heels, seeming to say something. The video ended there. Do you know when that man offended them? Cheng Yunhua looked at Mo Xian with a smile that was not a smile. Just this year, before your brother offended you, right? I spent a lot of money to buy this video. Then go call the police. Mo Xian threw the phone back to Cheng Yunhua. Such good evidence, don't waste it. Are you pretending to be stupid on purpose? Cheng Yunhua was amused by Mo Xian's attitude. Can you tolerate the person you like doing this kind of thing? I made it very clear I accept them, good or bad. Mo Xian shrugged. Besides, even after all this, your brother is still clinging to Muqi. How cheap is that? Although what Cheng Yunhua did was low level, it wasn't wrong. But she underestimated the importance of Luo Shurya and Luo Muqi to Mo Xian, or rather, she underestimated the effort these two sisters had put into Mo Xian. Just like the description of those two paintings, the chains on the man's body were tied together with the two women. And finally, when everything was over, even without chains, masks, or needing to block the man's sight, he was willing to be with them. Cheng Yunhua's idea was good. A normal person would have thoughts in their mind after seeing this. But the current Mo Xian is no longer a normal person in the strict sense. He still has doubts in his heart, but it's definitely not because of Chung Inua's words and what he saw. Even if there is, it's another problem between him and the two of them. Outside the school gate, in a white Bentley, Luo Shurya tapped lightly on the car window with her fingers, wearing headphones, inside which came Mo Xian's voice. Miss Chung, don't you think you're ridiculous? On the one hand, you desperately show and describe to me what they have done. Since you knew this a long time ago, why didn't you tell your brother? Luo Shurya suddenly said to Sister Hui, who was sitting in the driver's seat, remember to double the bonus for the technology department at the end of the year. Yes, I know, miss. They should be given more money. The sound reception effect of this built-in eavesdropping device is really good. She just wanted to listen to what Mo Xian was doing by chance, but she didn't expect to hear this. Luo Shurya originally wanted to come and take Mo Xian to buy some clothes. After hearing this, she simply waited outside the school gate. She had indeed been covering up these things on the one hand. Before completely controlling Mo Xian, she didn't want to destroy the good impression Mo Xian had of her and Luo Mu-Chi. On the other hand, it's best not to expose this kind of thing. But it doesn't matter now. The plan is almost complete, except for the last step. She didn't have a trace of resentment towards Chung Inua for being talkative, but was very grateful to her for messing around here and helping her instead. She was very happy with Mo Xian's performance. And more importantly, Mo Xian would know about these things sooner or later, and she already had a way to deal with it. She was even confident that as long as she explained it, Mo Xian would be grasped even tighter by her. Sister Hui, have I offended Chung Inua? Luo Shur, you seem to have thought of something. I don't remember having any interaction with her, right? Miss, have you forgotten? There were several investment projects before where she chose the same products as you, but the brands are different. Sister Hui explained patiently. However, every time she lost and you won. Also, she is also a painter, but with the second miss around, she will always be overshadowed. That's all. Also, since she was little, it seems that she has been compared with you and the second miss. Don't you know? Luo Shur, you really didn't know. She had never cared about this kind of thing. The only thing in this world worth her worrying about was Mo Xian. Even managing the family business was just to be with Mo Xian without any worries. As for what Chung Inua thought, it wasn't worth a cent to her. Who would care what a passerby thought? Our family is just a marriage of convenience. Chung Inua was not angry when she heard Mo Xian's words. Not only us, I'm afraid that except for the second young master of the Shao family, which of those chasing your sisters isn't for the benefits brought by the Luo family? Speaking of which, aren't you too? Chung Inua changed the topic and spoke with a hint of sarcasm. Don't tell me, you're not because of money? Actually, I don't deny it either. Mo Xian shrugged. But it's different from what you think, and I can't explain it to you. If it weren't for Luo Shurya and Luo Mu-Chi, his grandmother probably wouldn't have had this last bit of time. Before the relationship broke through, he could study in peace because of the financial support from the sisters. It would be against his heart to say it wasn't because of money, but Mo Xian had never thought that he was completely for his own benefit. Miss Chung, I think we've wasted enough time. Mo Xian opened the door, thought for a while, turned his head and smiled. Actually, I'm very grateful to you. I will go back and ask Shurya and Mu-Chi what they have done, but not because of your clumsy instigation. I have to admit that I really don't know them well enough, and I don't know what they did in the past. After you told me today, I am indeed curious. Not for anything else, because you have strengthened my choice. After saying that, Mo Xian didn't care about Chung Inua's ugly face, pushed the door and left, unexpectedly running into Luo, Shurya, and Sister Hui. Shurya, how did you? Before she could finish speaking, Luo Shurya suddenly threw herself into his arms, hugging him tightly and refusing to let go. However, Mo Xian didn't notice that she gave Sister Hui a look. Sister Hui nodded and took the opportunity when Mo Xian didn't notice to walk into the conference room. Sister Hui nodded and took the opportunity when Mo Xian didn't notice to walk into the conference room. Chung Yunhua sat dejectedly in her chair, unable to understand Mo Xian's thoughts. Was he sick? She'd shown him the video and told him everything. Miss Chung, hello. Sister Hui pushed open the door, closing and locking it behind her. Chung Yunhua recognized Sister Hui, Luo Shi's assistant, who held a high position in the Luo Corporation. In some ways, Sister Hui's words were as good as Luo Shi's orders. Our eldest miss wants me to tell you that she and the second miss will be leaving with Mr. Mo soon, and the Luo family's business will be completely handed over to President Luo. Sister Hui delivered Luo Shi's words with a detached smile, like a customer service representative. The eldest miss wants me to tell you, thank you for using this method. The eldest miss heard your entire conversation just now. In fact, the eldest miss would have told Mr. Mo herself, but she hopes someone else can do it for her, so that it will be easier for the eldest miss to explain and Mr. Mo will believe her more. To thank you, our eldest miss has decided that the next project in cooperation with Kyoto University will be given to you. She will tell President Luo that Rongxing will no longer participate. However, Miss Chung, the eldest miss has one more thing for me to tell you. Don't use such childish methods, or it will make you and the Chung family look very undignified. Hearing Sister Huey's words, Chung Yunhua wondered if she had misheard. How could she, an outsider, possibly understand the relationship between Mo Xian and the Luo sisters? In fact, probably no one could understand it. What she couldn't understand even more was how Luo Xia had heard her conversation with Mo Xian. Also, the eldest miss wants me to tell you one more thing. Sister Hui slowly approached Chung Yunhua, then suddenly slapped her hard across the face. The force was so great that Chung Yunhua almost fell out of her chair, and half of her face immediately swelled up. Sister Hui wasn't just Luo Xia's assistant. She was also the one who trained the Luo sisters' bodyguards. This is to teach you a lesson, so you can focus on your own family's business in the future. Also, the second miss only scratched someone's face with a knife back then. You, a young lady from a prominent family, should do less of this kind of exaggerated and rumor-mongering thing. After a pause, Sister Hui smiled at Chung Yunhua, who was covering her face. Now that the eldest miss and the second miss are no longer in this circle, your wish has been fulfilled. After Sister Hui finished speaking, she turned around, opened the door, and left Chung Yunhua alone. Sister Huey's last sentence pierced her heart like a knife. She could finally win for once. But the result was that the sisters were withdrawing, just like when they disappeared for 2 years in the past. Xia, calm down. Luo Xia dragged Mo Xian into a storage room, locked the door behind them, and showered Mo Xian with passionate kisses. You still haven't told me how you got here? Mo Xian finally managed to hold her hands and asked seriously. Did someone tell you about Chung Yunhua? No, I don't know. I miss you. Luo Xia's breathing was a little erratic, and Mo Xian's words had completely stimulated her. For so long, she had never felt that her sacrifices for this man were something to be aggrieved about. She would give him anything except her life. It wasn't that she was afraid of death, but that she couldn't bear to leave him. She heard the determination in Mo Xian's tone. This bastard usually wouldn't say it in front of them, and if she hadn't had the whim to eavesdrop, she would have missed such a good opportunity. Okay, this is at school. Mo Xian held her tightly, but was afraid of hurting her and dared not use force. Luo Xia pulled out her hands, wrapped them around his neck, and forcefully pulled his face to her own, as if she couldn't hear anything Mo Xian was saying. Okay, I'll go talk to the tutor. Don't make trouble. Mo Xian couldn't resist her kisses any longer. Will you wait for me here? Okay. I'll go with you. Don't you remember Miyuki is at school? Mo Xian had just finished speaking when he felt the temperature around him drop suddenly. He wondered if he had provoked something unclean. Why were these weird things always happening around him? A coldness flashed in Luo Xia's eyes. She had always been quite annoyed by this. Her younger sister took advantage of her postgraduate studies to take the opportunity to officially announce her relationship with Mo Xian on campus, forcing her to act like a thief. But thinking about today, Luo Xia's mood improved a lot. As for Mo Xian, he slowly felt the temperature rising. Although he wasn't superstitious, he always felt that he should find a master to ask about something. Then give me the car keys. I'll wait for you in your car. Luo Xia looked at the lipstick mark on Mo Xian's face. She wanted to wipe it off, but suddenly put her hand down. Sister Hui and I were passing by and wanted to take you to buy some new clothes that Miss Chung. Oh, it's nothing. She just wanted to poach me and said a lot of things about you. Mo Xian said casually. Don't worry whether what she said is true or false. I won't care. Luo Xia opened her mouth, looking hesitant to speak. Mo Xian smiled and gently kissed her forehead. I only care about you. Care about Miyuki. Care about our children here. It's cold. You go quickly. Leaving the storage room, Mo Xian hurried to the office, not noticing Luo Xia's slightly raised lips. If you have something to do, then. The tutor heard Mo Xian say he had something to do, just about to say go ahead and take care of it, but when he looked up and saw the lipstick mark on Mo Xian's face, smiled meaningfully, go ahead, but young people need to pay attention to rest. What's all this about? And teacher, what does that smile mean? Mo Xian was a little confused, but still thanked the tutor and went out. On the way, he ran into a few senior brothers and sisters, who all gave him strange smiles when they saw his face. Mo Xian felt that something was wrong, but thinking that Luo Xia was still waiting, he hurried to the parking lot. Slow down, don't rush. Luo Xia had just gotten into the car when Mo Xian ran over. When he closed the door and got into the car, Luo Xia smiled and complained to him. I was afraid you were getting impatient. Mo Xian touched Luo Xia's hand. Don't you have work today? No. Slowly Miyuki, and I can completely let go of everything. Luo Xia looked at Mo Xian and suddenly asked, She should have told you about Miyuki, and I... Yes, she did. Mo Xian smiled and shook his head. I don't care, Xia, no matter what you've done. I want to tell you, Xiao Xian. Luo Xia's eyes suddenly turned red. In the past, Miyuki and I did do a lot of things, and it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that they were outrageous. Actually, I've always wanted to tell you, but I'm afraid that you'll think we are very dangerous. Mo Xian took her hand and comforted her softly. How could I? I can understand. Although I'm not in your position, I also understand that some things are not what you want. Actually, we did these things all for you. Luo Xia lowered her head, her tone becoming very light. Hearing her words, Mo Xian didn't know what to say for a moment. For him, how could it be? If Miyuki and I don't make achievements, if we don't find a way to come up with something that can impress my grandma and my parents, how could they let Miyuki and I be so willful and be with you so easily? So, Miyuki and I can only do this. Although it's very extreme, it's okay. You see, they've agreed, haven't they? Xiao Xian, I told you, I wouldn't hurt you even if it meant hurting myself. So, as long as I can be with you, even if I know these things are cruel, I don't care. Mo Xian looked at Luo Xia, and the tears in his eyes suddenly blurred his vision. He had never known why the Luo family would agree to such an outrageous thing until today. Combining the Luo family's abnormal behavior, the attitudes of Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki towards him, and these things he thought it was outrageous, but he didn't doubt it at all. Don't be sad for you. These are all worth it. Luo Xia smiled and leaned over to hug him. I know she won't say anything good. Actually, I really wanted to tell you these things myself, but I didn't dare. I'm just afraid that after you know, you'll have a grudge against us. Before she could finish speaking, Mo Xian hugged her tightly. Luo Xia's smile slowly became morbid, and her eyes also had a hint of happiness. These words were all true, but Luo Xia still didn't tell Mo Xian one thing. The more Mo Xian couldn't leave her, the more greedy Miyuki and Luo Xia became. I really want to be able to not hide myself in front of you, and you can't leave me either. So, when should he know the rest of the things? How should he know? What is more appropriate? Greedily leaning in Mo Xian's arms to feel his body temperature, Luo Xia slowly began to calculate how to handle this last step. Mo Xian clearly felt that Luo Xia's mood had improved significantly, so much so that he felt she wasn't Luo Xia at all, but more like Luo Miyuki. She held his hand, and they strolled through the mall together, a feeling vastly different from the usual Luo Xia. In Mo Xian's heart, Luo Xia had always been more like an older sister, but today she seemed completely relaxed. They entered a luxury goods store, and sometimes Mo Xian marveled at how small the world could be. Mo Qingqing and a smartly dressed middle-aged woman, carrying 2 bags, ran into Mo Xian and Luo Xia head-on. What a coincidence, Mo Qingqing said, offering a somewhat tired smile to Mo Xian. He had noticed her unwell state before, but she looked even worse now. Vice President Luo, hello. The middle-aged woman beside Mo Qingqing greeted Luo Xia respectfully. Seeing an outsider, even while still holding Mo Xian's arm, Luo Xia's expression instantly reverted to its usual coldness. With a slight nod, Luo Xia wanted to leave with Mo Xian, but Mo Qingqing reached out and stopped him, forcing a smile as she said, Let's have a coffee together. Then, she looked at the middle-aged woman beside her and said, This is my younger brother. I have something to discuss with him. You can go back. Whether it was just his imagination, Mo Xian felt that Mo Qingqing seemed somewhat wary of this middle-aged woman. Luo Xia leaned in close to his ear and whispered, That's the assistant of the Yi family's old madam. She's responsible for managing the company's affairs for her. Hearing this, Mo Xian couldn't help but frown. It seemed his eldest sister's life wasn't going so well after all. The middle-aged woman glanced at Mo Xian and replied blandly, I'll join you. Mo Qingqing didn't show any sign of difficulty, as if she had anticipated this response, and didn't say anything further. Turning her head, she looked at Mo Xian. You wouldn't refuse to have a cup of coffee with me, would you? She was right. Mo Xian really didn't want to. However, Luo Xia nodded to him, signaling him to agree. Mo Xian was somewhat puzzled, but he listened to her and agreed. At a coffee shop across from mall, the 4 of them found a window seat. Mo Ching pulled out a cigarette from her bag, but the female assistant beside her immediately stopped her. You're about to marry the young master. The old madam instructed you to quit smoking to prepare for pregnancy. Her tone sounded polite, but it was stiff. Mo Ching didn't mind and put the cigarette and lighter back into her bag. Go to the other side. I want to chat with my younger brother. And Vice President Luo, alone. Mo Ching glanced at her. I'm not even married yet. Surely I have this much authority, right? The female assistant wanted to say something, but when she met Luo-Shia's cold and threatening gaze, she didn't dare to say a word and silently left. She might not care about Mo Ching, but she couldn't afford to offend Luo-Shia. This is the life you painstakingly schemed for. Mo Xian couldn't help but sneer. So, what are you after? Mo Ching didn't answer, but looked out the window and then gave a bitter smile. I can scheme against people, and others can scheme against me. Slowly, Mo Ching told Mo Xian that the Yi family was the one who acquired the Mo Corporation, and all the money eventually ended up in Mo Ching's hands, becoming the reserve fund for her company. Mo Xian couldn't help but sigh. His eldest sister really didn't hesitate to sell out her own family. Just when she thought she had prepared everything and started working on her new company, the Yi family's old madam finally made her move. Mo Ching was indeed smart enough, but she underestimated the old woman's cunning and scheming. She could investigate the Mo family, and the Yi family's old madam could also investigate her, even earlier than she thought. Moreover, Yi Ning's parents were still alive. Yi Ning was indeed spoiled by his mother and had many flaws, but Ye's father wasn't a fool. He was indeed mediocre, but he had 100% trust in his mother when it came to important matters. When evidence of Mo Ching's illegal transfer of assets and many behind-the-scenes irregularities was neatly presented to her, Mo Ching smiled and then said to Mo Xian, the Yi family's old madam told me that it's not that she doesn't trust me, but if our positions were reversed, would I feel comfortable letting myself get married without restrictions? Mo Ching had already been very cautious. When Luo-Shia sent Chu Nan to negotiate with her, she began to find ways to destroy evidence, spending a lot of money to bribe people and silence them. But she forgot one very important thing. You can spend money, but others can spend more money to pry open those people's mouths again. Yi Ning was too incompetent, the Yi family's old madam was getting old, and Yi Ning's father was too mediocre. It was okay for him to maintain the family's current state, but it was impossible to rely on him to take the Yi family further. The Yi family's old madam had been sending her the wrong signals from the beginning, making her mistakenly believe that Yi Ning was too useless. Before their children grew up, she would eventually have to manage the Yi family, just like the Yi family's old madam had done in the past. Mo Ching was very smart, but she was too fixated on climbing up, too greedy and confident that she still had a way out. Even if the Yi family went back on their word, she wouldn't care. Actually, you've all seen it. Yi Ning was ruined by his own mother. Mo Ching sighed. If we rely on him, I'm afraid the family's assets will be gone sooner or later. The Yi family is still powerful now, but what if the family's assets are completely handed over to Yi Ning in the future? He's arrogant, mediocre, has the flaws of a young master, and his lifestyle isn't particularly good. No one from a matching family background is willing to marry into his family, and they look down on those from lower family backgrounds. After a pause, she looked at Luo-Shia and said, when she took Yi Ning to your house, she already knew that the possibility was slim. Not to mention you and Mo Xian's relationship. No matter what the Luo family chooses, he won't be their son-in-law. But the temptation of the Luo family is too great. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone to the Luo family's old madam to try to get on her good side, even knowing that the possibility was extremely small. Not only the Yi family's old madam, but in fact, many people who wanted to marry into the Luo family were more or less holding on to this kind of wishful thinking. She did appreciate Mo Ching, but she had to guard against her. After all, Yi Ning's father was her son, and Yi Ning was her grandson. She told me that my company would be transferred to the Yi family's name, and the shares and assets would also be handed over, temporarily kept in custody by Yi Ning's father. As long as I agree, she will immediately arrange for me to marry Yi Ning, and these things will naturally be returned to me after I have children. Luo-Shia looked indifferent, as if it was none of her business, but Mo Xian found it a little funny. He looked at Mo Ching and asked, don't tell me you agreed to this. Are you sure you're Mo Ching, not your second or third sister? You've been busy for so long, putting in so much effort, just to go from being a tool of the Mo family to becoming a tool of the Yi family? Mo Xian didn't believe that Mo Ching would compromise for these so-called evidence. If she dared to do it, she probably had a way to get out of it. Even if the Yi family could find out, would Mo Qingqing's scheming allow her to compromise so easily? Looking at the female assistant's restrictions on her just now, Mo Xian even wondered if she had been possessed. There's no way around it. Not only these things, but the Yi family's old madam told me that if I don't agree, not only will this evidence appear where it should, she will even find a way to bankrupt my own company and leave me with nothing. Mo Qingqing didn't care about the no-smoking sign in the coffee shop, took out a cigarette, lit it, and took a deep puff. Don't worry, I didn't expect to run into you today. Besides, I also know my limits and didn't plan to. Mo Qingqing glanced at Luo Xia to the side. I've just been feeling like I haven't had anyone to talk to lately, so I'm just complaining a few words to you. Mo Xian looked at Mo Qingqing, but he was somewhat skeptical of what she said. The Yi family's old madam did hold all her weaknesses in her hands. Not to mention that Mo Qingqing had betrayed the Mo family. Even if the Mo family was still safe and sound, it wouldn't be difficult for the Yi family to deal with them. However, would his own biological eldest sister really sit still and wait for death? Would she compromise with just these things? To be honest, Mo Xian really didn't quite believe it. It's about time. I have to go. Mo Qingqing glanced at her watch. I promised the Yi family. I just need to arrange some things with my company. I'll give it all to them before the new year. Yi Ning and I will get married then, and I'll send you an invitation. With that, Mo Qingqing stood up and left. The female assistant, carrying her things, hurriedly bowed to Luo Xia and followed her out of the coffee shop. Do you believe her? Mo Xian looked at Luo Xia. I just feel like something's not right. Are there no other women in the world? Why is the Yi family so intent on keeping Mo Qingqing, especially one who would even sell her own company? Isn't the old Madam Yi afraid that Mo Qingqing might try to deal with the Yi family, maybe even attack her? I can't say for sure, but I can guess a little. Luo Xia smiled. Yi Ning's reputation isn't great. Those with matching family backgrounds and ability look down on him. Those with poor family backgrounds and lack of ability, his family looks down on. And Yi Ning insists that the woman has to be beautiful. As for your sister, she's a perfect match for the Yi family. She's capable. Yi Ning likes her, and her so-called ruthlessness and ambition aren't a problem for the Yi family. After cutting off all her escape routes, and she did go too far. After she marries, she won't have any real power in the Yi family company, and she probably won't even get any shares. Old Madam, Yi wants her to handle problems for Yi Ning. If she can have children, great, but it doesn't matter if she can't. You saw that the female assistant tried to stop her from smoking, but Mo Qingqing still smoked. She was right nearby. I don't believe she didn't see it. And if she's trying to get pregnant, why would Mo Qingqing have cigarettes in her bag? Mo Xian smiled wryly. So his sister went through all this trouble, only to end up less respected than she was in the Mo family? Mo Xian suddenly felt a pang of emotion. Mo Qingqing schemed so much, the Mo family completely collapsed, and Qingyi's demise is only a matter of time. Mo Qingqing went through all this, only for the Yi family to suddenly stab her in the back. But who can she blame? Mo Qingqing may have been motivated by greed or resentment towards Mo Changshan for giving the family business to Mo Jinping instead of her, but she chose to walk this path herself. Old Madam Yi dares to do this because she must have thought everything through, even Mo Qingqing's possible desperate measures. But Luo Xia leaned on Mo Xian's shoulder. Just watch, the Yi family won't be peaceful in the future. Mo Qingqing's goal is to climb higher. How could she let the Yi family trap her? The Mo family was her obstacle in the beginning, and she could sell out even her own family without hesitation. Maybe she suffered, maybe she was unwilling, but she still did it. Old Madam Yi seems to have done everything perfectly, but the human heart is unpredictable, especially someone like Mo Qingqing. Maybe she's already preparing how to deal with the Yi family. Luo Xia thought for a moment. It just depends on who's more powerful, her or Old Madam Yi. Let's not talk about this. Xiao Xian, you're not worried about her, are you? How could I be? What does it have to do with me? Mo Xian reached out and hugged Luo Xia. I just didn't expect to run into her and be pulled aside to listen to her complain. Actually, Mo Qingqing didn't expect to run into Mo Xian and Luo Xia so coincidentally. Didn't they say your brother had broken off ties with the family? The female assistant drove, while looking at Mo Qingqing in the back seat through the rearview mirror. It seems you still have a good relationship. Mo Qingqing glanced at her without replying, simply turning her head to look out the window. After a long silence, she suddenly smiled and said, "Don't expect me to say good things about my brother. He and I are only pretending not to be enemies. Letting me help you connect with Luo.She would backfire. The female assistant's lips moved, but she didn't continue. Mo.Ching couldn't help but sneer. She knew exactly what this person was thinking. It was bad enough that the Yi family was restricting her, but they also intended to make the most of her, using her relationship with Mo.She to connect with Luo.She. They were thinking too highly of themselves. Mo.Ching didn't say anything else, but closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. The female assistant didn't know what she was thinking. After the Yi family confronted Mo.Ching, the old madam sent her to her side. It was called taking care of her, but it was actually monitoring her. However, Mo.Ching had been very obedient, occasionally saying a few harsh words, but nothing too excessive. Don't think the old madam is being too harsh. You were the one who went too far. Even if the old madam likes you, she has to be wary. The female assistant sighed. Just wait to marry the young master, and the Yi family will be yours sooner or later, right? Mo.Ching laughed inwardly. Didn't you take advantage of acquiring the Mo family? Now you're pushing all the responsibility onto me? Sooner or later. How much later? Wait until that old witch dies, and then wait for Yi Ning's parents to die? She didn't have that kind of patience. Although Mo.Ching's sudden appearance, it did not affect Mo.She and Luo.She's mood, but Mo.She noticed a problem. That is, Luo.She was a little strange and seemed not very interested in shopping malls, and after buying clothes, she would pull Mo.She directly away. Not only him, he had followed Luo out a few times, and she also needed something, bought it, and left, too lazy to stay any longer. It's necessary to say that when accompanying Su Yanran to go shopping in the past, it was simply a double torture of body and mind. Entering the mall after lunch, and when you went out, you could already consider dinner. How do you feel? You and Miyuki don't like to go shopping. Mo.She couldn't help asking. It's almost like buying things with me. It's a waste of time, Luo.She said casually. If it wasn't for being with you, I might have called someone to send it directly to my home. Well, you are right. It seems that I still don't understand the gold content of the 4 characters of the financial group princess. Mo.She silently complained in his heart. But it is true that the new models and limited models of major luxury brands can really be delivered to the homes of these sisters without having to go out. Speaking of which, Weier and Schwer have always wanted a new doll. Mo.She thought for a while. Why don't we buy it for them this time and take it back with us later? No, I'm not going home for a while. Mo.She was most afraid of hearing the 3 words, not going home. Luo.She looked back at him and suddenly smiled and said, Miyuki booked a homestay in the mountains, and her daughter is also going with her. Let's go and meet them later. It is said that there is also a special hot pot that is delicious, and it is not convenient to bring too many things. Mo.She breathed a sigh of relief. Luo.She saw it and asked meaningfully, Where did you think you were going, Xiao? A hotel. Mo.She's face turned red, and he stammered, No, I just asked. After the two got into the car, Luo.She suddenly left the passenger seat and sat on Mo.She's lap, with a dangerous smile on her face. Actually, it's still early. It's not impossible to go to a hotel. Or, do you want to be in the car, Xiao? There is also a car air conditioner. Xia, don't make trouble. This is an underground parking lot. Do you care about these? Xiao, all you need to care about now is me. Luo.She kissed Mo.She's face frantically while whispering in his ear. So, is it here? Or at the hotel, It's too bullying. It's really too bullying. Hotel. The winter nights came early, but thankfully the mountain road was lit. Luo had already ordered a hot pot from the owner and bought the ingredients and drinks. The guest house consisted of separate 2-story cabins. Although it was located halfway up a mountain in the outskirts of Kyoto, the interior had heating and air conditioning in the living room and bedrooms. Luo Weier and Luo Schwer were pressed against the window, anxiously waiting for Mo.She. As for Luo.She, she was unimportant. It was fine if she didn't come. All right, stop waiting. He'll be here soon, Luo said sarcastically. He's probably catching up on sleep right now. Being tired, he needs to rest, doesn't he? Auntie called Daddy. Luo Weier looked back at Luo, her little voice pleading. Luo sighed, and just as she took out her phone, headlights flashed. The 2 little girls excitedly pointed outside the window, Daddy, Daddy. Luo opened the door and saw Mo.She and Luo.She holding hands. Before Mo.She could react, a wave of cold air rushed out from the doorway. Startled, he quickly looked up, only to see Luo throwing herself in his arms, pushing Luo.She aside and preventing the 2 little girls from hugging their daddy. If the gazes of the trio were knives, Luo would probably be minced meat by now. But she didn't care, even hiding in Mo.She's arms and provocatively glancing at her older sister. Childish. Luo.She wasn't even angry, but instead smiled meaningfully, deliberately licking her luscious lips. Mo.She suddenly felt like he wasn't holding Luo.Myuki, but a block of ice. It was so cold. Daddy Luo.Weier and Luo.Schwerer pitifully tugged at Mo.She's clothes, even brazenly lifting their short legs, seemingly eager to hug Mo.She, accidentally kicking Luo.Myuki's calf. Luo.Myuki, I'm being backstabbed by my sister, and you two are kicking me? She's the one stealing your dad today. Luo.Myuki reluctantly released Mo.She, and the two little girls were satisfied to be picked up by Mo.She, even sticking their tongues out at Luo.She and Luo.Myuki. The two sisters had never wanted to throw these two rebellious daughters away so much, and Luo.She was even considering making up some excuse to abandon the children to Luo.Tian before going abroad. At this moment, Luo.Tian, who rarely didn't have to work overtime and was at his villa maintaining his fishing rods, suddenly sneezed several times for no reason. What's wrong? Lu-Yi asked curiously from the side. Catch a cold because it's cold? No, I'm inexplicably feeling uneasy. Luo.Tian scratched his head, trying to remember if he had offended those two living ancestors recently. Lu-Yi glanced at the fishing rod in Luo.Tian's hand and the fishing line on the side, and couldn't help but show a look of disdain. You put in so much effort every day, but I haven't seen you actually go fishing much. It's not that I don't want to go. With such a large family business, those two ancestors run around all the time, and now they completely want to be hands-off managers. But just thinking about how he wouldn't have to see those two sisters in front of him in the future, Luo.Tian was secretly pleased. Mo.She, brother-in-law, these two wives are not so easy to enjoy. They probably won't be able to keep up the act for long. What are you smirking at? Lu-Yi saw Luo.Tian smiling like an idiot and couldn't help but pat his head while handing him a cup of wolfberry tea. Drink it and come inside with me. No, Mom, what time is it? You're not satisfied yet? Luo.Tian, hurry. It must be said that winter and hot pot are indeed a perfect match. The mutton and beef in this guest house were very fresh. After all, the main feature was hot pot plus mountain guest house. While eating the warm hot pot, there were daughters acting spoiled and two mothers of his children joking with him. After eating the hot pot, Mo.She wanted to clean up, but Luo.She tugged at him and said, You go play with the children, Myuki, and I can do it here. It's okay. I'll do it, Mo.She said with a smile, stopping her. You go play with them. After cleaning up, Mo.She played with the children with the two sisters for a while, until the two little girls became sleepy. Only then did Mo.She carry the children into the bedroom on the first floor. Seeing Missouri-Shien close the door and go to coax the children to sleep, Luo.Myuki looked at her older sister and whispered, Sister, you have to sleep with the children tonight. Let me and brother live on the second floor, okay? Luo.She glanced at her, sneered, and said, Guess why I had to go to the hotel before coming here? Luo.Myuki had to admit that she was still a little inferior to her sister. Mo.She was lying next to the two children and had already fallen asleep, still holding a fairy tale book in his hand. Luo.Myuki gritted her teeth and glared at Luo.She. But Luo.She leisurely tidied up her clothes, smiled, and said, Sister, I'll go up first. I'll leave the door open for you. Luo.Myuki was so angry that she picked up a vase on the side and wanted to smash it, but Luo.She showed her head again and said, You don't want Xiao-Xian to see you going crazy at this time, do you? Luo.Myuki almost didn't get directly sent away by her own sister. Thought for a while, Luo.Myuki sighed and walked to the bedroom on the first floor, gently pushed Mo.She and said, Brother, don't sleep like this. You'll be uncomfortable. Mo.She drowsily opened his eyes, rubbed his eyes, and after eating the hot pot, because the room was too warm, he inevitably felt drowsy. Somehow, while telling the children stories, he fell asleep. Brother, go take a bath. You still smell like hot pot. Luo.Myuki smiled and took the bath towel. There's also a bathroom on the first floor. It's quite big. Pajamas. I brought a change of clothes. I'll get them for you later. Mo.She had just woken up and was still in a daze, so he was pushed into the bathroom by Luo.Myuki. Smelling his body, he did have a hot pot smell. Mo.She was a little embarrassed and quickly changed his clothes. Fortunately, the bathroom was also very warm. The hot water fell on his body, and Mo.She felt like he was even more sleepy. Drowsily taking a bath, he turned around to get the bath towel. The door was pushed open. That's not right. I locked the door, just in case it was like before, didn't I? Outside the door, Luo.Myuki was only wearing a bathrobe, holding a set of men's pajamas in her hand, and her right index finger was turning a keychain, with several keys hanging on it, looking at Xian with a smile that wasn't a smile. Then she came in and directly closed the door. The sleeping Shwer suddenly woke up from her dream. Just now, she seemed to hear Daddy shouting for help outside the door. The little girl was still too young to resist sleepiness, so she lay down and fell asleep again. It doesn't always snow in winter, but when they woke up the next day, it was all white outside. The snow stopped in the morning, and the family of 5, who had originally planned to leave today, simply decided not to leave and stay for another day. Suddenly, I feel like it's nice to live here. She held a cup of hot tea in her hand, while Xian on the sofa didn't react to anything, still fast asleep. Although She was a little guilty and didn't speak, her face was beaming, and She couldn't help but want to slap her. This dead girl really knows how to learn and apply things. She locked her door back then, and she locked her in the bedroom on the 2nd floor. You know what, sis, living in the mountains is really nice. Yeah, She looked at Xian, who was still sleeping, and the 2 children didn't disturb him, just sitting on the carpet, poking their dad's face with their little fingers. If we live in the mountains, isn't it harder to run away than living by the sea? She said very seriously, and She was actually seriously thinking about the feasibility of this question. After another day, Weir and Shwer still couldn't figure out one thing when they left the mountain. Why did they seem to hear Daddy shouting for help in their sleep last night? And why was Daddy sleeping with Mommy and Annie again? The little ones didn't understand. It wasn't until they returned to the manor that Xian slowly woke up and was gently comforted by She and as they helped him back to his room. Uncle Zheng couldn't help but sigh at this scene, then said to an aunt beside him, "Brew, mister. Mo's medicine." Luckily, Xian had been practicing martial arts since he was a child, and his physical fitness was truly amazing, otherwise with the way his 2 young mistresses were tormenting him. Back from the mountains, Xian also completed his project at school. Sheng Yinhua hadn't looked for him since that day. When they occasionally met at school, she would avoid his gaze and pretend she hadn't seen him. Xian had no intention of paying attention to her either, burying himself in the library, rushing to finish his thesis, and consulting with his tutor more often. "You really don't plan to stay at the school?" His tutor had tried to get Xian to stay on more than once. He was a good seed, and he really didn't want to give up on him. But Xian smiled apologetically and said, "Sorry, teacher, because other things are more important to me." In fact, Xian felt that something was wrong with himself. It seemed that he was a bit love-struck now. In the past, he would never have given up any opportunity. But now, Rongxing allowed him to work from home, and he accepted it. He also rejected his tutor's invitation to stay at the school. As he came out of the library, his phone buzzed with a message from It was a selfie of her, and in the background was a picture of him burying himself in the library earlier. Just as Xian blankly looked up to search, suddenly hugged him from behind. Today, had her hair tied in a ponytail and wore a very cute pair of rabbit earmuffs. "How long have you been here?" Xian asked in surprise. "Why didn't you come to me just now? I saw brother was working hard, so I didn't go over." took Xian's hand and handed him a hot cup of coffee. "Drink it, brother. I had someone send it over specially. It has sugar in it." Taking the coffee, Xian took Luomyuki's hand and walked with her towards the parking lot. Recently, the 2 sisters had become more and more clingy. Xian could only helplessly obey. Since he started working less, this situation wasn't uncommon. Once, Xia and Luomyuki even came over together. Luomyuki was okay, but Xia would call into her car every time, and Sister Hui would tactfully put down the partition. This enchantress would hug and kiss him in the back seat. Then she would tell him to rest well and not work too hard, and then she would go to the company. Xian always had the illusion that she was just enjoying herself. Moreover, he felt that something was a little off with the 2 of them recently. Not only were they clingy, but compared to the past, Xian felt that some things were a bit outrageous. Before, when the group finished a project, the senior students in the group invited them to dinner. Xian rarely participated in such gatherings, but he couldn't refuse when the senior student personally invited him. As a result, Luomyuki came just as he was about to go. The senior students looked like they understood and pushed Xian away with giggles, saying, "It's okay, Junior, you're busy." He asked Luomyuki how she knew, but she said she just missed him and came to play with him. TSK, would you say this reason is reasonable? The timing of her arrival was a bit too coincidental. Would you say it's unreasonable? She had indeed been running over to find him recently, and it wasn't impossible that she just happened to run into him. "What's wrong, brother?" Luo Miyuki asked with concern when she saw Mo Xian was lost in thought. By the way, I specially asked around, and Mo Jinping hasn't been caught yet. Mo Xian wanted to laugh a little. This Mo Jinping was really good at hiding. So many days had passed, and he still hadn't been caught? However, Mo Xian didn't know that Mo Jinping was currently under the surveillance of the Luo family. Before he stabbed Su Yanran, Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had arranged for people to watch him. As for why the Luo family didn't deal with him or call the police, it was because he was still useful, especially since this idiot was clearly a wanted criminal. Yet he still wandered around Qin's jewelry from time to time. So they had to protect him even more. Mo Xian didn't know these things. He took Luo Miyuki to the parking lot, but he didn't expect someone to be standing in front of his Maybach. To be honest, Mo Xian almost didn't recognize that it was his third sister, Mo Tingting, at first glance. The three daughters of the Mo family were all beautiful, but the most beautiful was Mo Tingting. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to rely on her face to be a vase in the entertainment industry for so long. But now, she was wearing a camel-colored windbreaker. Her hair was a little messy, and there were dark circles under her eyes. Just looking at her pale and haggard face, you could tell how badly she was doing. When she saw Mo Xian and Luo Miyuki, a light flashed in Mo Tingting's eyes, but it immediately became dim. Mo Xian. Mo Tingting timidly stopped the two of them. Can I talk to you alone? Why does everyone want to talk to me alone? The moment Mo Xian saw her, the disgust in his eyes was undisguised, and Luo Miyuki looked at Mo Tingting with a smile on her face. When their eyes met, Mo Tingting couldn't help but take a few steps back. Not to mention the cold pressure emanating from Luo Miyuki, just her eyes, filled with threat and suppressed madness, made Mo Tingting feel frightened. Say what you have to say here. Mo Xian glanced at the time. I have something to do. If you're going to say something like regret, don't waste each other's time. No, it's... Mo Tingting felt that these words were really hard to say, but her own mother was crying and begging her to come, so she had no choice but to come. Eldest sister doesn't care about us anymore. Second sister also left on her own. Mom wants to ask you, can you? Mo Tingting's voice suddenly became very low, but Mo Xian and Luo Miyuki still heard her words. Don't you have money? Can you help Mom? Mo Xian suddenly felt that the classic line from the Prime Minister cursing Wang Situ in battle was still too kind. Even though he knew Qin and I was shameless, Mo Xian didn't expect her to be so shameless. Just as Mo Xian was about to refuse, Luo Miyuki suddenly let go of Mo Xian's hand, quickly walked to Mo Tingting, raised her hand and slapped her hard in the face. Not to mention that the Mo family was finished now. Even in the past, if Mo Tingting was slapped by Luo Miyuki, she could only shut up and endure it. I won't give you a single cent. Mo Xian took Luo Miyuki's hand, looking at her like a cat with all its fur standing on end. He couldn't help but stroke her head. Okay, don't be angry, it's not worth it. Mo Xian, I know you hate us, but eldest sister is now relying on the Yi family and is plotting against the Mo family. Mom can't do anything. Mo Tingting covered her face, sobbing and begging. Dad is still in the ICU, and Mom is running out of money. She doesn't want to take care of Dad anymore. Correcting you. Those are your parents. They have nothing to do with me. Mo Xian said lightly. Knowing the result, you shouldn't have come. Madam Qin knew she would definitely be turned down and used you as a pawn. As for Chairman Mo, I won't take care of him either. If I save him, what about what happened to Grandma back then? Mo Xian looked down at Mo Tingting, his voice neither happy nor angry. If I help you, my conscience will be uneasy. With that, Mo Xian took Luo Miyuki's hand and was about to get in the car, but Mo Tingting was still unwilling to give up. She had been tormented crazy recently. The Mo family didn't have a single cent now, and Qin Yiside was also spending more than she was earning. It was difficult to go from extravagance to frugality. Now, apart from the villa, they had even sold their cars. Mo Qingqing was relying on the Yi family, plus the pile of messes in the Mo family. Qin and I was overwhelmed and exhausted. Her own company had already begun to decline, otherwise she wouldn't have sold the cars. Mo Xian, Grandma only has one son. Mo Tingting said unwillingly. Since you mentioned Grandma, help Dad and Mom for Grandma's sake, right? Really? Did Chairman Mo remember that he only had this one mom back then? Do you remember you only have this one Grandma? Mo Xian's two simple sentences made Mo Tingting swallow back everything she wanted to say. So, what gives you the face to mention Grandma to me? Mo Xian said with a sneer. I have money. I'll give it if I want to, and I won't give it if I don't want to. Isn't this what you said to me back then?